En el juego de amor yo te perdí. Por mala suerte o desgracia no sé, pero al fin de cuentas yo solo quedé. Nunca debes de perderle fe a la vida, nunca debes de perderle fe al amor, nunca debes de perderle fe. Si en este mundo hay otro amor, nunca debes de perderle fe a la vida, nunca debes de perderle fe al amor, nunca debes de perderle fe. Si en este mundo hay otro amor. Ya estaba escrito vivir sin tu amor. En el juego de amor yo te perdí. Por mala suerte o desgracia no sé, pero al fin de cuentas yo solo quedé. Nunca debes de perderle fe a la vida, nunca debes de perderle fe al amor, nunca debes de perderle fe. Si en este mundo hay otro amor, nunca debes de perderle fe a la vida, nunca debes de perderle fe al amor, nunca debes de perderle fe. Si en este mundo hay otro amor.
Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered, the real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the Ville.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
Be my first one. Never had one.
And we're live. What's going on, San Antonio, Texas, wherever the hell you might be watching from? In true Texas Latino fashion,
We're late.
these son of a nah. They weren't late. They weren't late. Here's what happened. Sevy gets here, and in Sevy fashion, hey, Bump, I want everybody in this son of a gun. So at first it was just going to be Gabe and Sevy, and then now, well, it's everybody, man. Welcome, guys. What's up?
Thank you for having us.
Texas Latino is in the house, and if you've never heard of these guys, that song right there has been stuck in my head for the last 3 days because I've been jamming the shit out of it. Today I was wiping down the counters. I was. Hey, you know that's when you know you made it, bro. When you're on a playlist, I tell this to all my friends that are artists. When you're on a playlist that plays on a Saturday or Sunday morning, when moms are up in chingas limpiando and Texas Latino's playing, that's when you made it, dog. That's when you made it, man.
Appreciate that.
So I hope everybody can hear us, man. I hope it's loud and clear. Again, this is Bumper's Wacky Wednesday, and we're live from the studio here in San Antonio, Texas, where right now in San Antonio, the party is here, man. It's been here for the last 5 days. If you don't know, San Antonio is in fiesta mode right here. I had some fiesta stuff for these guys to wear, but we started making drinks and started moving furniture around and shit. So I forgot. It's all good, man. It's all good. So guys, before we go on, let everybody introduce themselves.
My name is Gabe Rivera, lead singer for Texas Latino.
My name is Severo Contreras, Sevy, keyboard player for Texas Latino.
I'm Tui Juarez, accordion player for Texas Latino.
Richard Sines, drummer, Texas Latino.
Steve Alvarez, guitar player, Texas Latino.
Steve Alvarez.
Actually, Alcatraz. Steve
He says it's so cool, right? Like,
Alcatraz?
Steve Alcatraz.
You been there? You been locked up?
No. Not yet.
No?
He should.
he's going down that road. Let's just say that.
What's this crowd I'm running with?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, dude. This is going to get nuts. I'll tell you that, guys, right now. So if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, on behalf of one of these gentlemen here, thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Bumper Gomez, and we've been doing this show. It's been 2 years, man. We've been doing it for 2 years. We started off in the kitchen, and now we're in a makeshift studio. It's a studio. And we squeeze as many Mexicans as we can in here. You know what I mean? And we make it work. We make it work. Shout out real quick already, man, to Rick Valderrama, Isidro Gutierrez.
What's up, Rick?
To my buddy, Mike Chrisman. He's a DJ, or he's an MC, Mike Chrisman. Let's see. To Vanessa, Selena Sanchez, and everybody in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
Sevy,
we'll
have
be
you
there.
guys ever played at the Mexican American Festival?
Actually, we're going over there this August. Yeah. So we'll be there. We'll be there in a couple of months.
Hey, yo, Vanessa, dude. So we just had a conversation this week because they want me to go up there, right? And she's on every week watching, right? And she'll cut the little piece where we talk about. That's what we're talking about, Milwaukee right now, and it's like every artist I have, they're like, "Have y'all heard of?" Yeah, we're going this year. I'm like, God damn! It's like I got the list, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna put them on the show, like one after another.
Well,
right?
Shout out to Vanessa.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arturo, all the people who make it happen, Fela, and all them. They're working really, really hard to get a good show going this year. So we're looking forward to it,
dude. Have you guys seen the crowds that form over there?
Yeah, it's nice.
Bro, them's crowds. I mean, they're like our fanfares. Nothing compared to those things.
Right?
I was searching. I'm excited to go because this will be my first time going. But I was looking up YouTube and I saw the crowds and I'm like, holy crap, man, that is insane. So,
dude, the amount of people, bro. That's you, Gabe. You see right there? It's all you right there, dog.
He zoomed in. I'm like, wait, let me take my gum out.
Oh shit! He's like, hey, hold up, dog. I just got big right here.
So Bumper's got it going on. He's a producer, the director,
Todo,
the
vato.
videographer.
I do it all, dog. I
El
do it
Ryan
all.
Seacrest de la Onda.
There you go. Hey, dude, I've been called. ¿Cómo se llama? The one that just moved to Austin, Rogan. Somebody introduced me to somebody like, oh, this is Bumper. He's a Joe Rogan of Tejano. And then,
your style is very free, style.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, this is the new Johnny. This is our Johnny Canales now. Like, this is the new age Johnny Canales. I'll take them all, man. Those are great compliments, man. So, but guys, I've had the honor of seeing you guys play on probably about 4 or 5 times just in the last few months, man. And you guys never disappoint, dude. I saw you guys at Far West the other day, and it was just, I went live, dude, and just the amount of people were just like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Bumper.
Texas Latino, the name has been around for a long time.
I was, 3 years old?
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey. I didn't want to start. But here it is, man. Here it is. So if you guys look at the band, right, you can't say the band's been around 20-something years, bro. I mean, look at these guys. There's no way. There's only one guy. There's only one guy that could have been around 20.
Well, I always tell everybody the outer shell looks young, but the inner part, más jodido que la chingada.
But it's crazy though because when you look at posters from back in the day,
He looks the same.
He looks the same, dude. I'm like, how do you do it? What the heck?
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Oh man. So Sevy, Texas Latino, are you one of the original members of the original Texas Latino?
Yes, sir. Yeah, one of the original founders of Texas Latino. We started in 1993. We started, So,
Right in the smack dag middle of
Yeah, of
Tejano
everything
boom,
going on,
bro.
Yeah. And at the same time, of course, we had to have our crap together, you know, then because we were with Manny, and Manny didn't let a lot of people get in there and do their thing, you know. So it was a good moment and a stressful moment at the same time, you know. And so,
Wow.
But here we are, you know.
Hey, Sev, and so in 1993, bro, like how the hell did Texas Latino get started?
Well, I had been playing with a lot of bands already prior to being 19 years old, you know. And I had already kind of made my decision when it's about 17 or 18, saying, I want to start my own band. You know, I've been with everybody. You know, I've been with Shelly. I've been David Mares, Sonny Ozuna, Jimmy Edwards, Joe Bravo, Regis Tour. I've done all these things.
Hey,
you know?
isn't that, listen to that, man. How fucking nuts is that for this guy to sit there? I've just been with Sonny O, you know, all these people, like they're nobodies, bro. You know, I mean, just, you know.
Well, you know, what's crazy is because, you know, I started with Shelly when I was 13, you know, and then I went with David Mares when I was 15. And then I went on the Legends tour with Sonny and Jimmy Edwards, Joe Bravo, and all that when I was 16. So everything happened really fast for me in my life, you know. And now here we are, full circle in life, and I'm producing actually. Shelly, me and Shelly are doing stuff together. I'm helping her out. David Mares, we just released a new single for him, you know. And Sonny Ozuna, we're just releasing another CD for him. So it's almost like full circle of life, coming back to help out and give back to the onda, you know. And
so if you guys don't know, Sevy is the owner of a studio. Can you know Sevy?
yes, sir. Yep.
Well, Slack Monster.
Slack Monster Recording Studio.
Let me know how in the hell do you come up with the name Slack
I
Monster?
still ask him to this day. Look at us.
you guys don't know what?
No, I know now, but I still ask him because I'm like, I still don't.
I wonder that too. So we're gonna,
There you go, Gabe. We're all gonna learn something
gonna
new
get
today.
educated
We're gonna
today.
get educated.
Well, you know, when I was in high school, I had a shirt called Slacker. And so everybody would be like, you know, and I love that shirt. It's called Slacker. Everybody was like Slacker. So at the time, I loved, you know, I'm a hardcore rock fan, you know. And so I wanted to record rockers, you know. That's how I started. I started like you, Bubba, you know, here at home in a bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, and so I said, you know what? I'm going to name it Slack Monster Recording Studio, and hopefully I get some rockers in here. And nope, none of that happened. I think rock died that year, or some way, some sort. And my first client was a Christian band, and they looked at my card and they said, "What the heck, Slack Monster?"
It was a Christian band.
It was a Christian church that wanted me to record them live. And so that was like went full circle, and I was like, well, and then I asked my sister later on, you know, I'm gonna change the name. No, don't change the name. Leave it like that. You know, I was like, okay, well, you know. So.
And it was born. Slack Monster was born. So if there's anybody out there that loves heavy metal, there's a spot for you at Slack Monster.
Oh yeah, starting with these guys back here. We got Rich who loves, you know, heavy metal rock. You got Steve Alvarez, you know. So.
Rich, Steve, like, why is it, dude? Like most of my friends that are like really good friends of mine that are musicians, they all love fucking heavy metal, dude. Like,
Heavy metal,
that's their first love. Yes, if you guys see a mosca, this is live uncut. There is a mosca flying around. We're gonna kill him. There's a fly in here. Why is that, dude? It's like, okay, you start off playing heavy metal, rock and roll, and then you figure like, fuck, dude, we're never gonna be Metallica.
Right.
Well, I feel like
Is that what happens or what?
Nah, I feel like it's just like, because, you know, when you're playing like Tejano, you have to kind of be, not hold back, but you can't go out there fucking acting a fool.
If the drummer's off, it's gonna throw everybody
you
off.
can't have a fucking mosh pit like in a Tejano. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't say that, because I'll fucking start one. I'll next Texas Latino concert, like, hey, mosh pit in the middle, dog, right now. We're gonna go live. We're doing fucking.
I don't know. For me, it's just, I don't know. I just love it because it's
Do you still do it as like a stress reliever? You think?
Nah, it's not a stress reliever for me. It's just like everything from just the music. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's something like I was never. I guess because I was born into like the rock. Because my dad was a rocker, and my mom was like Tejano Conjunto, so I kind of got the best of
Your
both
mom
worlds.
was Tejano Conjunto?
Yeah, like that's what I grew up on with her. And then my dad was, I mean, he liked, you know, Spanish too, but There
Because
used to be a radio station, KZ 104.5 here in San Antonio.
huh?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember.
remember that? Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't from
he's
here.
from here,
He was
right?
in
So,
Pecos.
yeah, he's a Pecos.
See, where'd you grow up in Pecos?
Pecos.
Yeah, West Texas now.
Well, actually, he says it Pecos.
There's 3 rocks and a fuck.
That's how they say it.
Yeah, I'm from West Texas, bro.
You're from West Texas too,
I'm
Tweet?
from West Texas, brother. Yeah. So, shout out to all my boys, all my musician friends from West Texas, and all my homies. Out there.
Where at in
A lot
West
of us
Texas,
from out
Tweet?
there.
Where?
Big Spring, Texas.
Big Spring.
I always say the West Texas
Yeah,
juice.
the West Texas.
Hey, I've said this before, man. You know, there's a lot of badass groups in West Texas,
Yes, sir.
but it's weird, right? Because it's like they stay in West Texas. Very, you know, I think like the only ones that come to my head are like the original Hometown Boys.
Well, Michael Salgado.
Right.
Michael
Salgado's originally, yeah, he's
Midland,
originally from that area. But I'm saying like they kind of stick to the area, right? Like, and then if you're from San Antonio, I think you can go like to Houston, the Valley, you know, the Valley, kind of the Corpus area. They, you know what I mean? It's like kind of everybody has like their own little area, which is not cool, right? We should be able to go everywhere, but I think some people hit differently, right? Because your family and whatnot. But dude, don't sleep on the bands from West Texas, man.
Oh, no.
I've gotten so much music in from people out in West Texas, and it blows my mind to see the amount of talent that's out there, man. And they don't get no love. They don't get enough love here in San Antonio, right? Because we consider it the capital of Tejano music, and you know that's why I do this show, and we're gonna talk about that tonight. Like, you know, we have to. We have to keep our genre vibing, bro. And right now, honestly, Sev, I want to ask you, do you think the Onda Tejana right now is vibing like it's but I think, me personally, outside looking in, remember when I do this show, I'm nobody. I'm not an expert in music.
Right.
I do this shit out of the bottom of my heart, and I do it because I'm a fan of our genre. Do you think that our music is our genre is buzzing right now, like more than what it was?
There was a time back a couple of years ago where everybody questions it, but all I gotta say now is how many stations do we have in San Antonio right now?
Shit, we got 3,
all of a
dude.
sudden,
We got 3.
3 or 4.
Let me bring up too the Midland out in West Texas.
Oh,
just got a new station, so
shit.
That's heavy, bro. It's like
like
little Mexico over
right,
there.
right.
So
So-
that's heavy for us.
Well,
out
you
there.
gotta. This is what I said, and the only reason I say that we're right. Gabe Zavala said something about on one of his shows the other day. I was watching. He's like, Tejano's on a wave,
Waves,
right?
yeah.
And it comes in waves, and I think the wave right now is cresting it, like it's booming
Yes,
right
sir.
now. And you guys talking about the new radio station. I said it last week. For a predominant regional Mexican radio station here in San Antonio to go from 1 minute to the next, flipping from a regional Mexican format back to a Tejano format. What does that tell you?
Very good sign.
And it's a company. It's not
Right.
like it's not a what do you call it? Grown, a family owned business.
Right.
And not that there's anything wrong with owning, family owned radio
of course.
station, but for a corporation to come and say, nah, fuck that, we're gonna switch from regional Mexican to Tejano. Hey man, what does that tell you? If people are willing to invest thousands of dollars into doing that, then it's buzzing, man. So I've had the chance to hang out with Sevy, like maybe, what was Sevy, a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
A couple of times
A
we
couple-
ran
yeah,
into
but a
there.
couple of weeks
we
ago,
were talking
we were-
about Far West. You went out to my birthday party. and
Yeah,
I
your birthday
appreciate that,
party. Luego,
and
I show up to some rancho in the middle of
of
fucking nowhere.
Of nowhere.
Dude, I don't know anybody but the guy that invited me, right? Literally. I walk in with my video. Watch out. I walk in with my videographer, my photographer. Shout out to my videographer, photographer, Felipe Leal down there in Brownsville. We walk in, and who do I see? Somebody's like, can I get your autograph or what? I'm like, fucking Sevy, dog. All these fucking people out here, dog. Sevy's out here in the middle of nowhere.
With Los Reyes Locos and Mazore.
Hey,
and
bro.
all- yeah.
Hey, dude. Los Reyes Locos.
Oh, they're great, bro. Phenomenal.
Dude, that's not my cup of tea, but just watching them perform, I was like, a la chingada. These dudes are legit,
They've
bro.
been around. They've been around. They've been around.
I got to talk to you out there, and then when I left and I was driving, I was telling my wife, I said, man, I can't wait to interview Sevy, dude, because he's got a lot of shit to say. He's got a lot of shit on his mind. And That's what this show's about, man.
That's right. That's right. We're waiting for the good stuff to come out.
If you get some heavy shit on your shoulders, hey, this is the. If you want to come out and go in public, do it. Hit me up. We'll get you on here. You can talk all the shit you want. I don't give a shit. No.
That's right. That's right.
But you know, I got to talk to Sevy and I've talked to Gabe before, and I was started asking him questions, and Gabe gives me the look like, bump. Just stop. Save the shit for the show. But he didn't say like that. He didn't say save the shit for the show, but he was just like, we're not gonna talk. We'll talk about that on the show.
Yeah.
So like, cool. We'll do it like that, man.
Because he was asking questions, and I said, you know what? Like, wait till we got on your show, and then we got it.
And we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So Sev, you were 13 years old, and then what? How old were you when you started Texas Latino?
I was 19 years old. And we started in 1993, and of course we teamed up with JB Hernandez, the drummer, which was at the time was Oscar G. The bass player Memo Enriquez was with Oscar G. They wanted to actually hire me. They wanted to hire me.
Te robaste todo el band. Damn.
Well, they actually Oscar G wanted me to join the band, you know, and so I was like, well, I'm about to do my own thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know those guys were. I wanted, you know, of course, at the time, Rick Acosta was doing sax with Oscar and doing backup vocals. And so I approached him and told him, hey, you know, you want to do a band, you know, and it's no hard feelings. If you want to stay where you're at, then that's no problem. But I'm gonna venture off to do my own thing. And it happened to be that we all formed. It was Luis Ortiz, who's a guitar player. He used to be with Culturas, who had just joined Oscar G. And then the accordion player.
What Oscar G? His name's getting thrown around here like it's fucking cool.
Well,
Oscar G's my friend on Facebook, man. Oscar G.
And he's still my friend. Yeah, and I recorded him about 2 years ago, Oscar G. You know, and so but everybody has their own decisions. Everybody has their own dreams and goals, and we all follow that dream and that path to go somewhere else and to make our own band instead of just being an employee, you know. So,
right. You're going to do your own thing. Nobody tell you where to be. What do you?
No, actually, no, it's not like that, but I wish it was like that. You know, somebody told us what to do and to be there, you know.
I hear you. Hey, so the group that you have now, right? The group that you have now, when I'm watching on stage, again, guys, you remember when I say these kind of things, right? Don't, like, Bumper, who the fuck do you think you are, right? Like no, don't take it like that.
My heart's pounding.
No.
What is he gonna say?
Don't take it like that. Like I'm talking as a fan, right? There are some bands that have great musicians, right? It's like putting a basketball team together. We'll just say like the sorry ass Lakers, right? Like, so you put all these stars on so these people go out and they find all these stars, right? Put them on here, put them in the band. And you think, well, fuck, since I have all these badass guys, it's going to sound badass. Right? And I'm not saying, hey, look at the guys like, what are you trying to say, but we're not fucking badass? No. So what I'm saying is, when I saw you guys, bro, I've gotten to the point to where I can differentiate different sounds, right? Like at one time I used to just hear the music. Now I can pay attention to the accordion. I can pay attention to the drums.
Right.
I can pay attention to the keyboards. Like I can draw it out and just listen to that, right? After a while, I built an ear for that. You guys sound fucking phenomenal, dude.
Thank you.
When you guys are on stage. Like when I saw you guys at Fanfare, I was like, oh, okay. All right. And Fanfare is rough, dude, because you're on a street. You're competing against another stage, not even 100 yards away.
Not only that, but sometimes like you only have two cymbals to play with. You know what I mean? So
are you one of those guys that have like fucking 30?
No, I'm just saying, but there's a lot of stuff like because we did a show earlier that day, and I wasn't able to set up my ride because there was only I had to use like the hi-hat as a ride or something. I had to improvise, which is no big deal, but I'm just saying like these guys, they get to play on their own instruments every single fucking time.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, Jordan Rodriguez give me a hard time. He's like, "Cálmate, Big Quintanilla." Speaking of West Texas, man, we can't talk about these guys without talking about my homeboy, Mr. Jeremiah. Who's
where is he?
Nobody knows where he's at.
He was supposed to be here.
He's panhandling in the panhandle.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
I thought he was taking like a flight or something. I don't
That's
know
what he said. He had his jet, but it was the jet was getting an oil change. It was in for an oil change. It's like Tweet. Tweet walked in, and I'm like, when he said everybody's coming, like, oh hell yeah! Well, if they bring their instruments, we could jam a little bit or whatever. Tweet walks in, and it looks like an accordion as he's walking up. Oh, but it's not. It's just a box of beer.
Yeah, just a box of beer.
So, yeah. Hey, if you guys see me with my hat off, it's because I'm waiting for the most extreme time to kill a fucking fly right now on the show.
Yeah, there's a fly roaming around here.
But Bumper, going back to what you were saying, it is a true blessing to have these guys back here. Okay, these guys are have been some of them have been with me since the beginning of time, and a lot of these guys have been with me even with just spirits, being along throughout the years of legacy.
Right.
Even Gabe himself, Rich, Steve, they all said, dude, at one time or another, man, Texas Latino, we've heard of him and stuff. And it's truly a blessing to have these guys on stage because not only off stage and on stage, we're really great together, and we mesh very, very well. And that's a very hard thing to do to get nowadays in this industry. Of course, everybody wanders off. Everybody, and we all, we help as much as we can out in the industry.
Right.
But when you have your own band and your own core, like your own team, like we said, having a basketball team or having a football team,
Yeah.
And each of us individually have to carry our own, to create this beautiful, beautiful thing that we hear on stage.
Your music.
Yes, sir.
Sevy, do you think that you have an advantage over bands by owning a studio?
No, not at all.
That's a good answer.
I think,
that's a good answer.
Yeah, no, not at all.
The advantage is
Say the truth.
Right. Yeah, and they get to record and rehearse at the same time. So when we want to listen back and hear our mess ups and stuff like that,
Right.
Hey, all we got to do is let's go back, guys. Listen, I had it, and half of the times it sounds like they're recording. Y'all, the guys always tell me, they're like, hey, this is a great, thing to do. So so it's like I said, it's just a blessing to have these guys, man. It's hard to find a good team, and starting with even Gabe, a couple of years ago, it was just a blessing, even just getting together and it works, and that's the other thing, and so
let me ask you, Sevy, how in the hell did you find this guy here in the middle? How'd you find Gabe?
Oh my goodness. Gabe, you want to answer that, Gabe, or you want me to answer?
Now you can answer, Gabe.
Well,
how do you, or both
I mean,
of y'all?
I feel well. I guess just kind of going back a couple of years. I posted a video of myself singing a Jay Pettis song on Facebook. I was in the gym and I was like singing a Jay Pettis song and I kind of recorded it. So I posted it, and then Shelly Ladas reached out to me and she's like, hey, oh my gosh, dude, you sound so great. She's like, hey, I'm working on a new album and I want you to record a duet. Let's do it. And I was like, what the heck? Like, oh my God, like that's crazy. So basically it was like 2 or 3 years that we were talking back and forth. We were emailing each other. She was like, let's do this one. No, never mind. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. And then one day we finally decided, well, the reason it took 2 or 3 years for us to work on that duet was because around the same time, both of our fathers passed away around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of had to put off that project. And then, we had our own time to grieve and things like that. And then it just kind of fell into place where she sent me a song one day and I listened to it and she's like, is it in your key? And I was like, yeah, it's in my key. And so we,
But were you a singer, Vato, or you were just fucking around on Facebook?
well, both. Hold on, I'm gonna take my gum out because somebody said, Gabe, I was reading the comments. Somebody said, take your gum out.
Oh
bro.
my
Take your gum out."
God! Already.
So anyway, my gum's out.
There you go.
But yeah. So I always wanted to sing. I mean, I always knew that I could sing since I was 10. So when I was around 10, I had 2 goals. I wanted to be on the radio, and I also wanted to sing in a Tejano band. And so I ended up being on the radio first and learning about that business. And then years and years and years later, then of course I crossed paths with Sevy.
When you say on the radio, like a disc jockey,
Yeah, like a disc jockey. Yeah.
you work for KSAB or what?
No. KSAB was actually our competitor station back in Corpus Christi. I worked for a radio station. It was Club 98.3
He's
FM.
gonna get mad because I'm gonna interrupt his ass right now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Gabe is not from Corpus Christi. He's not. Okay. There's just this. We're gonna kill it right now. We're gonna squash it because they're fucking rivals to my hometown, and I just want to throw it out there.
Well, he's actually from Austin now. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
just saved his
So
ass.
once you're in Austin for over 5 years, you're an Austinite.
You're an Austinite. Okay.
So
But before he was an Austinite, he was a sitting pirate
I was, yeah.
from Sinton, Texas.
I was,
So
yeah.
if you guys ever been through Sinton, Texas, if you're going,
See, every time, like Richard just said, I have never heard of Sinton,
No, I
Texas.
said I never heard of you being from Sinton.
Oh,
see,
okay.
I know it's
Okay.
the own band is learning about who they are tonight on the
They're
show.
like, who really is Gabe? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh shit!
Gabe Rivera, mucho gusto.
So hey, I wanted to throw it out there, man. They don't even know who their lead singer is. See, I brought some shit out that they didn't know. So we're about 30 miles away from each other, and I told
Yeah.
I mentioned to Gabe, I said, bro, when you freaking come to the show, we're gonna talk about you being from Sinton. He goes, you know, I'm from Sinton. I was like, yeah, you're so.
He did his research.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research, man. But you know, it's cool, bro. I was telling my buddy here. Shout out to my buddy Key Bradley. He's here. He's visiting from Dallas. He's one of my former Marines back in the day. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, sir.
He wanted his own camera angle, but I said, nah, not tonight, Key. Maybe another
Behind the
time.
scenes over there.
He's behind the scenes tonight. But I was telling him, you know, I said we grew up in small towns, man. So you're from Sinton. Where are you from, Sevy?
San Antonio, Texas. Here.
Born and raised?
here. Yes, sir.
West side, east side, south side?
West side. For the west side.
Puro
Yes,
West.
sir.
So. Where you from, Steve?
Grew up in Pecos, Texas.
Oh, that's right. Two Rocks and you.
Yeah, spent a little time in Los Angeles for about 5 years, and
In L.A.?
yeah, and then back to West Texas for a few years, and I ended up back here about 8 years ago.
So you went from Pecos to Los Angeles. That's a fucking drastic change, right?
Gigantic culture shock. Gigantic culture shock. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
And I
man.
went to a school that had a lot of international students, man. So I got like.
You got to
exposed
learn
a lot
about
of different cultures.
yeah,
It was
hell
awesome.
yeah.
It was a cool experience.
From Pleasurton.
Pleasanton,
Pleasurton.
Texas.
Pleasurton.
Oh, pleasure.
This is a pleasure to
Hold on. Pleasanton, Texas, or you're an Eagle?
Eagle.
All right. I got you. Pleasanton, Texas. Tweet, where you from?
Big Spring, Texas. West
Big
Texas, and
Springs.
Dallas, yep.
So the only thing, where Tweet's from, they call tacos burritos.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a true story. Yeah.
See, like once you go west of San Antonio, there's no more. If you have anything inside a flour tortilla,
It's a burrito.
It's a burrito, right? So it's just,
You're right about
it's
that.
just. I would say, man, Key. What about Dallas? Does Dallas call? You can get a taco in a flour tortilla, right? You can get breakfast tacos, flour tortillas. Okay, so we'll say Dallas. I know Houston for sure. Austin. I gotta ask you the question.
They got
What?
bagels over there.
Who makes better? who has better tacos? Who has better tacos, Austin or San Antonio?
Listen, I have to say, because I have a huge soft spot for San Antonio. I got to say that.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
I have to say that.
Yeah, bueno.
So
No
now
puedo echar mentiras.
it's crazy, right? These guys come from all over the place, man. They come from everywhere, and it just so happens that they cross each other's path. And here you guys are, Texas Latino. You know what I mean? It always blew my mind because I've known Texas Latino since the 90s, right? The word Latino, when I hear, right, Texas Latino for me in Texas is not a popular word. In Florida, New York, that side of the world, Latino is like it's used a lot, right? Here in Texas, the only Latinos are Mexicans. We're Mexicans. That's it. Like you know what I mean? There's not, but I know you go to Houston, Dallas. There's a wide variety, even here in San Antonio. But when you hear Texas Latino, it's like, is there like people? Did you start the band with people from other countries or what?
Well, you know,
I'm just asking. Like I want to know.
actually, when we started getting together and making the band the name, we wanted to call it Little Texas, but there was already a band called Little Texas, and then we said, well, what about just Texas? You know, And well, Manny, our producer at the time, he says, "Guys, y'all are gonna be called Texas Latino," and we're like, "Well, I guess that's pretty cool." You know, I mean, we are Latino. You know, but of course we're educated that much at that time that we are Latino.
Yeah,
we thought we were Mexicanos, you know.
Yeah,
or Mojaos or whatever everybody calls us. You know? And but we're not. We're Latino. You know, to get everybody straight. You know, we're Latino no matter what. You know what I mean?
Hell
so
yeah.
I got family from Mexico and all that stuff and everything. And so for the record, we are Latinos, right?
So here's something I want to ask. Does everybody here speak Spanish fluently?
I speak Spanish pretty
Gabe, and let me tell you something. You know, you raise your hand, bro. You know, in that area of Texas, guess like Refugio, Beeville, Sitten, Mathis, that little area, that's rare. Whether you think so or not, it's rare that
It is. It's
that
more-
Chicanos,
it's more
Tex-Mex, right?
Tex-Mex,
like
yeah.
everybody understands it, but you go to
Yeah.
speak it, they
then-
can't.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. You know, I wanted to bring that up. That, you know, Texas Latino. I'm thinking, okay, Latino. Well, shit, maybe he started with a Puerto Rican, a Colombian,
Actually,
and
he
a.
speaks like a damn.
Cuban.
The guys always get on me because they're like, dude,
Puerto Rico. Sometimes you don't know where games come
dude,
from.
you don't know if
sometimes.
we're from Cuba, Colombia, Puerto Rico. We don't know where you're from.
Al
But the
carajo,
way-
puñeta, ¿por qué me estás llamando
Güey,
ahí?
mira, lo que pasa es que el otro día yo estaba... No, but the way I learned to speak Spanish, though, honestly, was because, you know, like you said, I'm from that area, Beeville, Sinton,
Right.
Refugio, all that. And the way that I kind of took it upon myself to learn Spanish because I wanted to learn about my culture. I wanted to learn about, you know, where I came from, my Spanish heritage. And most of my family, you know, spoke Tex-Mex. And I was like, no, I want to learn how to speak Spanish because I think, you know, in the future, it's going to be very important. No matter what it is you do, whether you're a musician or whether you're in a professional field, you know, si sabes hablar español, then you can get further. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I decided that I was going to learn Spanish. And the way I learned it was I was watching like Don Francisco, Sabor Gigante, Cristina Saralegui, like Christina's show.
So that's how you got all the different
So then
dialects.
that's how I
the
kind of
different
learned
accents.
it. And then I learned it from my abuela, my abuelo, my parents speaking it to each other. And then I just blended it. And then,
I learned a lot from Jose Luis Sin Censura. You ever seen that show?
no.
Yeah. He lived in California. So Jose Luis Sin Censura was
Steve was like, what? What are you talking
it was
about?
a show. It was a show that was in California, and I'd get off of work and I'd haul ass home to watch Jose Luis Sin Censura because it was a Mexican Jerry Springer, but it was in L.A. And so people would like a couple of problems, and then you'd have a cholo in the audience. Man, leave that fool. Come over here with the real man. And then they would. Next thing you know, they're fighting in the audience. It was great. It was a cool show, man.
So that's where you got your ideas from, then, huh?
Yeah.
This
Jose
is what-
Luis Sin Censura. Every time that I see a band, right, and they're performing, you know, like I said, you guys are on point, man. Here's another great thing about you guys. You guys always look fucking sharp, dude.
Well, thank you.
You always look sharp. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that, you know, as I spent a lot of time at Fanfare this last time, there was some bands that really put a lot of thought and effort into what they were gonna look like in front of people, right? And I know some people were thrown off guard, like, hey, what are you doing? You want to play? And it's like, oh fuck, you know, of course you're gonna take the opportunity, right? Maybe you just didn't have a chance to get your outfit together or whatnot. But I saw a lot of that, dude. I saw a lot of that. And, you know, if you're a band and you're getting a shot at it, like, go all in, dude. Don't half-ass shit. Right, Bradley? Don't half-ass shit, because in the... So,
Back there laughing.
no. I mean, you guys look sharp, but Gabe, you're going to be upset a little bit, right?
Gosh.
One, before
let me take
before
a
I
drink.
forget, I already
That's
got
a reason for me to take another drink
I already
real
got a
quick.
text saying, "Hey, don't forget about Robstown, fucker. Aquí en Robes si hablamos español." Who
said
was that? Who do you think?
That was Cesar Martinez.
There you
I knew
go,
it.
exactly. Shout out
I
to
knew it
Cesar
was.
and all the crew at DLG. I saw them Monday night underneath the bridge. Dude, it was cool.
I knew.
But
It has to be a drum, too.
Shout out
what
to
happened?
Cesar.
Oh, you dropped my Grupo Meta.
drop it.
Son of a bitch. It's all good. Hey, so the guy who took the cake best dress for all 4 days at the Tejano Fan Fair. Hands down, nobody got even close to this fool. Yeah, maybe you, Gabe, because you're here. You're right. Did y'all see the Brown Express?
I didn't catch that.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't
they were
get
right
to
before us,
see.
actually.
Yeah.
Fucking Cristelo
Oh yeah.
was dressed to, dude. That dude, hey,
He always
Cristelo,
does, though.
if you're watching, I don't know if he had a real
He
Versace.
is watching. He is
He's
watching.
watching. He's
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, ese vato tenía Versace from I think hasta los calzoncillos. Vato.
But was it
Yeah.
real Versace? That's the question.
It doesn't matter if he got it from the. That shit looks legit, dog.
That's important.
Hey, bro,
That's important, you know?
He matched from the hat to the shoelaces, bro. So shout out to my boy Cristelo.
Saludos.
Y'all go download the single Cien Años.
He told me, he's like, you better send me a shout out, Cabron. I'm like, all right. shout
Oh,
out.
now we got to behave. Somebody
Yeah.
just came in the chat room.
No, but he always looks sharp, bro.
He
Cristelo,
does.
He always carries himself, and that's a good thing that we all
Yeah,
need
it's a
for
good
the
thing.
industry.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, we all always
Hell
need to
yeah.
look sharp. You know.
Shout out to Shelly Lattice. She just joined the chat room.
Hey,
So
Shelly.
make sure everybody's
Love you, Shelly.
on their best behavior. I'm glad you said that because I want to ask you guys. As I just told you guys, you guys look sharp always on stage. What do you think our onda is missing right now? What is it? And the reason I say that is
I
because
was afraid this question was going to come up.
no. It's good. It's a good question. Look, check it out. Because I could show you the demographics of the show,
Yeah.
and the show does really good, bro. We get thousands of views, which is it's cool. That's great, right? But when I break down the views, guess how old the people are? What age they start at? They start at 26. From 26, and the majority is probably like 70-30, 70% male, 30% female, right? Which it's been getting better. It used to be like 90-10, all males and just a little bit of females. But that 15 to 25-year-old is what we're missing. And I always refer back to a group right now that is hitting, and they're not in Tejano genre, right? They're in regional Mexican. But
I already know who you're going to say.
Grupo Firme.
Firme, yeah.
Grupo Firme fucking dresses badass. And I get it. Like, it takes money to dress. Like, you got to have a shitload of money. I mean, these guys go and buy stuff, like it's cool, right? I'm just trying to buy a wallet or some shit. You know what I mean? These guys are buying the whole store. But this question is for all you guys, man. What do you think we're missing? Like, do you think a group like that, right? That take the music part out of it and put Tejano music. You think a group like that would draw attention to our genre? Is
Who
there?
wants to answer that one?
Well, that's your favorite. So
You're a Firme fan. You love Firme.
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
I'm a
So Gabe,
Firme
answer.
fan.
You don't gotta look. You can look over there. I know.
No. I feel this is what I feel, and this is how I work in my everyday life and what I do and whatever it is. I feel like we focus too much on what we need instead of putting out quality music. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you put out quality music, then I feel like, because when we, when I'm getting ready to like record or like sing a song or something like that, I never think like, is this song good enough? Like, I feel like it's an organic thing. Like when you create music or when you create anything, I feel like you should just do it just to do it. Like for me, I sing and I always say this, I don't sing because, I want to be famous or I want to be well known or anything like that. I sing because I love to sing. Like
Bullshit.
genuinely
You want
love
to be
sing,
famous,
right?
Every
You know what I mean?
singer wants to be famous. dog.
No. I mean, when I was younger, yeah, that was the idea. I was like, I want to be, I want to be famous. I want to have all these fans. I want to like sell out arenas and I want to do all this stuff when I was younger. But as you get older, you start to realize that what you do should be what you do because you love to do it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just here for a free number 12 at a taqueria, dog. Like, walk in and be like, hey, that's Bumper. Number 12, that's what he eats. It's free. It's on the house. That's when I made it.
That's it.
That's
You
it.
see?
That's all I need.
That's
like,
it.
I'm not trying to get
That's-
famous. I just want the
that's
number
it.
12 at whatever taqueria Chapala, number
Exactly.
35 or whatever.
Yeah. But I feel like, what do you think that we're missing? Let me ask you that question.
Okay, and the reason I ask you guys
Because
that,
you're looking from the outside
right,
in.
and
you know what I mean?
and the reason I ask you guys that is because I know, again, you guys look sharp. You got a good mixture of young, middle age, older guys, right? Like me and Sev, we're older.
Yes.
I think it would do well, dude. Just because, look, you do something like that at Fanfare, for instance, and we did a shout out to Cristello. If you had a whole band dressed like that, right? And no offense to the Cumbia Kings, Cumbia All Stars, like they all have their get up, right? They have the way their look and the street boy kind of look, right? But you got dudes who are wearing suits one day, some shorts and some Vans the next day, like just a whole different vibe, right?
Yeah.
But the dudes are holding an accordion, or they're holding a bajo sexto, or they're playing some keyboards. For that 15, 16, 17-year-old kid that got drugged there by their parents, like, you ain't staying home, motherfucker, you gotta go, right? And they go by, they're like, hey, dude, hey, that dude's my age, bro, and he's dressed to fit, like, that's badass. Just that little bit gets that attention, right, to the music. Like, hey, man, you know what? Maybe this ain't my parents' music. This is for everybody. These dudes are young. You know what I mean? So I think it would do well. I honestly, I'm now, they'd have to be good musicians, right?
Exactly. I was just about to say.
It always comes, outfits only does a little bit.
That's just part of it.
But I mean, if you could really mix some good musicians, some good young musicians, all young, right? And fit in the style where they have like a little hip hop-ish to them. They have a little class act to them. They can wear suits. You know what I mean? They can do everything. Because, you know, you guys be honest, man. I mean, West Texas, you think of a Tejano group, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
Well, I mean, I've been over here in San Antonio for 20 years already, so it's a little bit different. But over there, I mean, you know, cowboy boots, cowboy hat.
Right away,
yeah.
right? You think Tejano, cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and I love it. I mean, I wore that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm going back to the 90s, and we talk about new music, which we're going to talk with Sevy. I know he's dying to talk about that. But if you bring, you know, new artists that are dressing like that, I think it'll draw attention. I mean, think about the days of La Sombra, Mafia, Maz. Them dudes were wearing tights, fool. You went from big orchestra suits, like suits with ruffles, and you went to like hard rocking, you know, like rockers, dude, tights and stuff.
Think about their time too, when they first came about in the '80s. You know, MTV had just kind of started up. All of a sudden, people were listening to music with their eyes.
True.
You know.
True.
That has never gone away.
I'll just say, like, it's just about, you gotta, like, when, you know, if you want to be a singer, if you want to start a band, like, you can't just go in it wanting to do that. You have to, like, today you have to have a business mindset.
A business plan.
You have to have a business mindset, a business plan. And that goes all the way from, like, you know, marketing, the way you present yourself, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, all that is combined into that. And I feel like maybe that's maybe missing. Going back to your question about like what's missing, I feel like study, you know what I mean? Study. That's what I do as a singer. I study different bands. I study different artists. You have to understand that aspect. And in essence, if you want, you know, your genre to succeed, you know, you want people to take you seriously. And I've always said that, and I'm talking like if I'm talking to a friend behind the scenes. I mean, I feel like, you know, you really have to study your craft, whether you're a drummer or a keyboard player or a singer or a bassist or a guitar player. You know, we all have our influences, and I feel like, you know, if you want to be taken seriously, you really have to study your craft. And I'm talking not just the way you play, but also like the way you present yourself, the way you dress, the way you come out on stage. If you want people to take you seriously, I mean, you really have to do that. And I feel like some of the artists, you know, in our industry don't take that into consideration. And I'm not, you know, trying to throw disrespect to anybody, but I feel like if you want to be taken seriously, you have to do the homework. Do your homework. You have to study.
He does homework and he goes to the gym. If you can't tell, if you can't tell, right?
I'm trying.
So if you ever see Bumper at a Texas Latino show, you'll always see me in the crowd, and I'll always be hollering for the bass player and for Gabe to flex for the ladies, not for me, just for the ladies. And I'm trying to see who's bigger, right? Who's got bigger biceps? You know. Gabe kind of does his tricep a little bit and shows off, and then, you know, you got Jeremiah back there, just one arm in
doing the
bass, for sure.
Shout out to Jeremiah.
Tweet, how long you been playing the accordion, bro?
Going about 25 years now.
And you started as a little kid?
No, I started when I was about 16. I was a late bloomer. I feel like I was a late bloomer.
It's just you went to a concert. It's like, man, I want to do that.
Honestly, yeah. There used to be a lot of dances back home at the Fair Barn, the infamous Fair Barn. You know, back home, and you know, just started going, and that's the instrument that caught my eye. That I was like, man, that's nice. I like that right there. So you know, funny story. When I was in high school, that's when I started. Right, I think about 9th grade. 8th or 9th grade, somewhere around there. And actually, Texas Latino, which is what Sevy, when back in probably like 98, 99, he had called me for an audition. And I was like, yeah, cool. So they actually went to go play there. He brought me on stage. I did my audition. He was like, cool. You know what? Come to San Antonio. And I was like, all right, cool. Came to San Antonio. And we talk about this story a lot, but we came to San Antonio. I came to San Antonio. And I was getting ready, you know, and I was trying to learn the music and stuff like that. But he sent me home. He's like, you're not ready. We went to go practice.
Hey, and you moved here or you just came to...
Well, I came down for the weekend. So
I was going to say, Seth, te sale a todo, mi Llegó con New High, la chingada.
Thank you, we'll call you. A lot of people didn't know that. He had sent me home. He's like, you're not ready. He's like, you didn't study the way you should study. He's like, you're drinking and you're not ready for... what we're doing. And I was like, okay. I said, all right, Sevy. I was like, I'll be back then. And sure enough, a couple years later, right, I came back, called him up. Yeah. I'm ready now. He's like, are you sure? I was like,
took him 24 months.
But, you know, it's one of those things that humbles you, though. Like, because sometimes, you know, you get up there and you're like...
They blow you up real quick, and then somebody comes and like re-humbles your ass. Like, nah.
And he came back with the eye of the tiger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just being, you know, he came back like, I'm ready. Like, okay. I was like, cool, Tweet. Like,
I mean, if anything, it was embarrassing, obviously, right? But I tell the story because it's very important to my career. It helped me learn and to really focus on playing the accordion and learning my notes and my chords and everything, you know. So I'm forever grateful for Sevy for doing that to me. It was embarrassing at the time, but I'll always be grateful for that because it pushed me even further than what I knew I could do. So it was a blessing in disguise.
You see what I mean? This is the stuff. This is why I love doing this, man. Because you think you're gonna get that when you sign your autograph after a show. You're never gonna get. You never would hear that story ever. You know, this is the kind of place and the kind of format where you'll hear stuff like that, man. So, if you never seen Tweet, dude, this dude right here eggs him on. Gabe eggs him on. Dale, Tweet. He fucking gets in his little zone. Wow, dude. You know what I mean?
And I'm proud of him, Bumper. You know, even through all these years, you know, I am really, really proud, you know, that I sit back and I look at every individually, these guys, because they've come a long way, you know? And so...
you get to see him grow, right? Like almost like your dad, right? You just see him as they get better and better and better.
And when Tweety came back, you know, he was ready to go, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, man, Tweety, you know, I'm proud of you. Like, you know, because the first time when he came, you know, he was like, I'm ready, Sevy, I'm going to practice. It was the first time, right? Mm-hmm. And he came with his friends. And I said, don't lie to me, bro. You didn't come down here to audition. What do you mean, Sevy? I said, you came to a fiesta.
Oh, it's getting real now.
It's getting real. You came to party. I said, but when you're ready, you come back. The doors will always be open here for you, you know? And of course, years later, he ended up with Elida Yavante. And he got a Grammy, you know? And he was with Elida for about 7 years, I believe, about 7, 8 years, you know? And so just seeing him up there, well, for me, made me proud. It's almost like a parent, you know? Seeing a
I know that guy.
Yeah,
I know that guy.
Yeah, and
so you earlier you said all the band you played with Joe Bravo, with Shelly,
right?
And who else? Who else have you played with?
David Mares, Albert Tiger Diaz. After that, after the Legends tour of 16, I went with Joe Posada. I helped Joe Posada, Esmeralda, Stephanie Lynn. Golly, I mean,
you name it. No. Hey, Tweet, who have you played for?
Oh man. David Mares, Elida Yavante, Raulito Novaira.
Shout out to Raulito.
Raulito, what's up?
Grupo Rodeo, Ricardo Casion, La Diferencia. Man, who else?
There's been quite a bit.
There's quite a bit more. I can't think right now, but yeah, I've been around.
I mean, all those people. Those are all legendary groups, man. What about you, bro? You drum for anybody else?
Yeah, I was helping out a lot of local bands before I got with him, but I was like just freelancing a lot, and I was playing with a local band from Corpus. I know you don't want to hear that, but
it's cool. No, I'm for the 361, dog.
361.
Yeah.
But
Respecto, right? Respecto.
Yeah. And then I would help out. Like I helped out Crazy Pimps a couple times, just stuff. And then I was doing like a lot of stuff in the valley with like the Norteño Lights.
Yeah.
And then when I got with him, when I started playing with him, then I got to start like we backed up. Like I got to play with Ram, Shelly, stuff like that when I got with him. So that was cool.
Hey, so your dad doesn't think it's cool, and your mom thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread, huh?
What's that?
What you doing now?
Oh no, my dad. No, they love it. Yeah,
they love it.
Yeah,
okay.
They love it. Yeah.
Well, you said your dad was a rocker, and your mom.
No. I'm saying as far as what
influence.
Yeah. That's where I got the like rock stuff from. Yeah.
And here's the other great thing, man.
But he loves
that you're doing this. Here's the other thing, because we were talking about Steve, right? Like, this guy plays with Shelly Lotus, dude. Like, he plays with Shelly Lotus. Mm-hmm. He plays with Texas Latino. I mean, what other genre do you know of where bands do that? Where bands respect enough and not be, it's not like, hey, it's either this band or that band, right?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
But what happens if they're gigging the same night? That's the question, Sev.
Yeah.
What happens? Steve goes, which one's paying more? Yeah, I'm going.
Commercial break right now about this time. Who's got the bigger paycheck, right? Here we go.
Oh, man. No, so Steve, how long have you been playing the guitar, bro?
This year's 40 years. I started in 82.
1982. I was fucking 6 years old, bro.
I started, I was still swimming. And I would have started earlier. I was 13, man. I would have started earlier. Like, I got inspired. I was 8 years old. I wanted to play. And my dad's a musician. And Tejano and Chicana musician
right.
for most of my life. And then, but my mom, who I was actually in the home with, had 8-track tapes and records, LPs of Steve Miller Band, The Temptations. And then she had Little Joe and Elvis. Just a wide variety of stuff. So that's kind of what I grew up listening to.
I think a lot of us grew up like that, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember my dad, he loved like the old school, like he loved like the oldies, like in California, oldies, the lowriders, they love that Chicano, they love that oldies, the Temptations, that kind of music,
that
Tierra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that music. Like when I drive, that's what I listen to. But that's what makes our culture so badass, dude, is that we're like that. You know what I mean? Like Bradley, my buddy that's in here, like he's not going to be driving down the road listening to Little Joe. He's not. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to.
He said maybe.
He said maybe.
Not unless he hangs out with Pancho.
Yeah, with Pancho. Yeah, Panchito's been here. Yeah,
corrupt his ass quick.
Quick.
But
But I did room with Bruce and now, like I did listen to Ramona.
You listened to it because you had no fucking choice. No, it's our culture is so amazing, man, and I think that we live here and we're spoiled, right? Unless you're the outside looking in. I mean, how many you go on not Twitter, what's it, TikTok? I like watching the comedians, right? Like especially comedians that are like African American, or is somebody knocking at the door? Get it, Bradley. You got it.
Security.
Hey, if you see a guy coming, no, he's not. Like everybody's still. Look at everything. We're good.
I think I know what that is. It's
I know where Bumper lives.
It's the Domino's Pizza delivery.
Let's see who it is. I don't know.
It's actually your delivery. Is what it is, Bumper.
Oh shit! Gibby, what's up, man? Mr. Gibby.
You see?
Nice.
This is the delivery.
Merch man.
Is it?
Special delivery for you right here.
Wow.
So Sevy calls me and says, "Hey, I'm going to be on Bumper's show tonight, so let's do something special for him tonight."
Look at this, guys. See that? And he's been here before. That's how he knew. Oh, I know where he's at. Guys, thank you, man. This is badass. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna put it on right now. I'll kill the Moscow with the old one.
So I did tell Shelly, by the way, that you wanted your flat bill, right?
And what did she say?
And she says, "Don't worry, I got him. Okay, tell him I got him."
Okay,
okay,
cool.
All right.
Let's
cool.
see if my head's big enough. No, that's too small. Hey, look, everybody's like it's the 5-0. Hey, why did Russell do that, bro? Like, you know what I mean? You can be chilling as soon as somebody reads, hey. Yeah. Are you expecting somebody? Are you expecting? Yeah. Hey, bro. Hey. Hey.
I already knew. Thank you, Gil.
Gil, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
In the house.
Pink one's for your wife.
The pink ones. I thought it was for me, but for pink cancer, breast cancer awareness. No. Yeah, man. Have a seat. These guys got beer. There's beer in here if you want a piece of gum. If you want a piece of gum.
Refill right here. A little refill or something going on right here.
Hey, when Bradley comes in, I got the bottle right here. Hey, so guys, if you guys are just tuning in, man, we have Texas Latino in the studio, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started. How many of you guys have ever thought of Raza? I don't like saying this, but we're not the best at like buying homes. You know, I know growing up, like most of my family, they rent their whole life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, if you buying your home, like, ay, este vato, you know, he made it. He's buying a house, right? And I met a guy, man, not too long ago, and he's actually sponsoring he's sponsored a whole month of shows, man. And tonight's show is sponsored by Mr. Ricky Ray. I don't know if you guys know Ricky Ray, right? He plays with La 45.
Oh, okay.
He's a sax player.
Yeah.
Great vibe, great guy. And he's a realtor here in the San Antonio area. You can hit him up at 956-424-5724. That's 956-424-5724. He will make your house buying or your whatever you're looking for to buy. He makes it easy, and the dude is he's just great, man. He's got a great vibe, man. Shout out to Ricky Ray again, 956-424-5724. Please hit him up if you're in the market for buying a house. Hit him up, but you got to tell him that Bumper sent you. He's got real job. All right, cool. And then one more big sponsor of the show. I'm part of the Texican Familia, so if you guys ever see us running around with the Texican shirts that have this logo or the skull logo, it's easy, man. If you want, people's like, Bump, where do you get it? It's easy. Go to Instagram, look up Texican Clothing, right? Message them, and they'll tell you everything they got. They'll take care of you. They'll get it sent to you. So shout out to Texican Clothing, man.
There you go.
All right, we paid the bills. Now
that's important. That's important.
I'm waiting for my bartender to get back. Oh shit, keep you here. No.
You
can have one too.
Is there a bottle? Is there a bottle of Bucanas right there?
It's right there.
Oh,
it's right there.
No, right there on the table where you walk in. This is live, guys. See what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen. Right there in front of you. Right there. Look to your right. To your left.
It's not that one.
No
it's
bottle.
Right
Oh, there it is.
No, that's my bottle.
Oh, he doesn't share.
Hey, Gib. There's a liquor cabinet in the living room, and it's a Buchanan's 2. What did it say? 2 something. You'll see it.
Tweety wants a beer.
You want a beer? Yes, sir, Tweety.
Luis AG in the house. Shout out to Leon Galvan, to Luis AG, to Jaime Galan. Who else is on here? Lucy Benavides.
Make sure you bend the knee.
Man, we got some people on tonight.
Sir. Bartender Gabe.
Sevy, what's your take? Okay, guys, I hope you guys remember I told you on the preview of the show, you're not gonna want to miss the show. Which it's about to get to that point right now. Speaking of Sev, he has a lot to say, you know, when we have conversations, and I hope I hope it comes out tonight. I hope I can get him to open up a little bit. Just because he sees it. He owns it. He owns his own studio. He owns his own studio. And do you turn away people? I'm gonna be honest with you. So like, if I come in there and hey man, I've been singing on Facebook, like Gabe.
Right.
Somebody told me I was good. Hey, you need water now?
No, good.
You good now? Okay.
We're sipping now.
We're sipping. Because if I owned a studio, Tweet walks in, he can't sing worth of shit.
That's me.
Right? And he comes in, he's like, Sev, I got $2,500 that I want to do the single. I want you to be 100% honest with me. Are you taking my $2,500 and you're gonna blow smoke up my ass so that way when you leave, I made my $2,500 for the studio and you're gonna do what you can to make it sound good?
No.
Or are you one of those guys who be like, hey dog, I'm sorry, bro, I'm not gonna put my name on this shit?
Well, honestly, that I tell everybody this is the honest truth, bro. You can pay me $70, $80 an hour or whatever, and I'll tell you, you know what? Why don't you save that money? Why don't you go get lessons? After you get lessons, come back and we'll talk. And that's my true answer. Of course, I have a lot of family members all around me that always, say, "Oh, are you crazy? Take the money and run." And I'm like, well, And sometimes I do try to help some artists that I believe that maybe they just need a little practice and maybe they'll learn and maybe they'll get it. So you give them a couple of months and after they can't and you see there's no getting better, then you have to walk away, and that's I think that's a kind of something that I have to do because as being an owner of a studio, it's not just about the artist, it's all of us together. My name's on it.
That's the way I would look at it. Like if I was in your shoes, like at the end of the day, whether it's good or not, or whether you put this guy's half-ass singing, right, and you give it your best, and even you giving it its best, it's still not nowhere near good product.
Right.
Your name's on it.
Yes.
Like, why did Sevy do that? Like, why did he produce this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I know there's people that you said that will take that $2,500 and be like,
oh yeah,
oh bro,
I got you.
Yeah. You're gonna win a fucking award next year. I can guarantee that shit. You know what I mean? And which is not true.
Right.
Yeah. Sevy, do you think that right now in our Onda we have a lot of artists like that? Because I'll tell you this. I see artists, I hear artists when they send me a song and it sounds amazing.
Right.
Then I go to watch them live and I'm like, yo, hold up. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like
a lot of magic dust.
like serious. No, I'm being honest with you, man. I mean, it's true.
Look, you were asking earlier about, Firme and stuff going on, Of course, outfits always work and all that stuff, But to me, the most important fact is that, okay, so we don't have record labels here, okay? Like we used to have back in the days. Very blessed to have talent like Shelly Lottis on that because Shelly was already talented at the age of 10 or 11. But not everybody has that great talent, And not saying because Shelly needed the guidance of Manny and I needed the guidance of Manny and we all needed the guidance of having a record label. But I feel that that's what we're lacking a lot in this industry right now. It's because everybody's going with like a chicken without a head, wanting to go everywhere. And when you were with a label, you had a time limit.
But the times, and not to cut you off, Sev, but the times of the 90s, bro, were different than now. And I'm gonna speak from outside looking in. You guys live it. You this is what you guys do for a living, right? Those times of the record label saying, Texas Latino, I got you. Go to this fucking studio, record you. I'm paying for everything.
Right.
Those days are fucking over. Especially in our genre, for the most part. Now, there's still some. Some out there.
But yes and no. Okay, you had one time to prove yourself, and if you went in there and you failed, you're gone. You know what I'm saying? And so now there's not any of that. Now there's just I have a dream. He has a dream. Everybody has a dream, and they're just not really focused on really what it because not only that, it was just a recording. Okay, they made sure every song was correct. What songs are you picking? And how did it sound? Okay. And then I remember, of course, back in the days, even Capital EMI, they only gave us a couple of $1,000s. We had to spend a lot of money out of our own pockets to be with a major record label as Capital EMI, Warner Brothers, or whatever. We still had to put a couple of $1,000s out of our own pockets. And that's because we didn't even get paid. You know? And
I don't know. The way I see it is, you know, you have a lot of what I say freelancing, right? Like you have people, technology's different than it was in the 90s. Of course. I mean, the shit Apple can do with an Apple computer, bro. Of course. Oh, yes. GarageBand. Like you can do a lot of shit on your own and you can come up with a fairly decent sound, right?
Right.
But to the professionals, they know. Like they know if you did that in the garage or if you went to Slack Monster Studios and recorded. Like an artist knows, right?
Yes. Well, program directors know, you know, because I get this from a lot of radio.
A typical fan though might not. He might not be able to tell the difference, right? And the reason I bring this up is because, you know, I have friends who are out there and I think they're decent. I think they're a good man, but they don't have the fucking $2,000, $3,000 to throw down on a single or Sevy, here's 5 G's, help us produce this album. They just don't got it. It's the truth, right? They're out there hustling. They got normal jobs, right? And this is what they do on the side. This is their what do you call it? Your hobby, right? It's an expensive hobby. You want to record an album? It's going to take money if you want to do it right.
Right, of course.
You know, I had Johnny Ramirez in here, and we talked about, you know, new artists, new songs being played on the new 95.7, and he said, give it time. And you know, he's blamed a lot for not playing new music and playing like the same artists, right? The artists that with all the hits. And I understand both sides, right? There's money to be made. People want to hear something that they know. But how the fuck do you get to know new stuff if you don't play it?
Right, correct.
Right?
What was his answer, by the way? I didn't.
Well, he had a great answer. His answer for some people were, you know, he kind of went like this a little bit, you know, to the right, back to the left, and I try to bring him back centered. But Johnny's a professional at what he does, right? Like he's, you know, his answer is not going to be cut and dry like we would want. And there's nothing wrong with that. Johnny's a great friend of mine, and what he said at the end of the day is like it's kind of like where Sevy and Mario O's and Gabe Zavala's, where these dudes stand. They all, believe it or not, whether they disagree, like I don't know if you guys, right, but you guys all stand on a line, and you all have the same mentality. Like if you're gonna put something out, the shit's got to be whatever it takes to put out. It's got to be the best product. And Johnny says the same thing. Yeah, don't hand me a single and be like, hey man, this is something right? And his question is like, did you put everything you had into this?
Right.
Well, we could have. Then here, I don't even want it. If you could have done, then do it.
Right.
When you're satisfied with it, then you give it to me. Don't give it to me if you're not satisfied.
Right.
But you know, in radio, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that the normal listener will never learn and will never understand. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, K Alamo, they do a great job with the new music, man. They jam the shit out of Texas Latino. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they jam the hell out of Texas Latino. But what kills them is the frequency.
Yeah,
of course.
You know what I mean? And you want us to push the app, but I'm not an app guy. Yeah. Like I love technology, but I'm not an app. Like I'm not an app dude. Like
old school radio,
right? If I get in my car, I want to put on the fucking radio station, and listen to it. But dude, at the same time, you know, because we're all here in San Antonio, you guys are all in the Tejano genre. I think it's great, dude. I think it's great that there's 3-4 stations now, because competition keeps you on your toes.
That's right.
And it makes you stay on top of your game, which is great, man.
That's right.
Sevy, what's wrong with our genre, bro?
Man.
You saw that game?
That's a loaded question, bro.
Hey, I know it is.
Somebody give him a shot.
It's making me sweat.
Well, Bumper, we're going back to what we're saying, because, talking about the labels, okay? So when you're talking about labels, now we're talking about using other people's money, okay? So think about that when I'm telling you. When you're using somebody else's money, it's okay to lose. But when you're using your own money and you fail, you don't want to quite dig into your pocket and keep on doing this. So you cannot fail, keep on failing, you know? There's got to be a part where you have to find that. You have to find that medium and find what works for you and what doesn't work for you, or give it up. Or keep trying, you know? That's all totally up to the person and the individual who wants to get wherever they want to get in life, you know? And so yeah, you know, if you're asking me, I wish I knew that answer, you know? I wish I knew the answer that you say, because even if as a producer as myself, Mario, Gabriel Zavala, and everybody out there, if we knew the secret to make everybody a success, we wouldn't be in this industry. I'd be doing stuff for Elton John and the big boys out there. You know what I mean?
Hey, easy.
Well, I'm just saying. You know, and but we don't have that answer. I think we're blessed because of the suspense that God has given us. It's the suspense is great itself. That's what makes everything a voyage of getting there to a certain point in your life, saying we did it. Like, you know, that's it. Because if everybody does it, then it doesn't fulfill exactly what it should. You know? And
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought you were gonna give me more of a fucking asshole answer. That was kind of a nice.
Trying to get it.
That was kind of a nice. That was a nice answer. I don't think he has enough beers in him yet. I want the Sevy answer at 1:30 in the morning backstage.
You should have gone to the studio for that. You wanted that.
So
okay, less auto tune. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, now it's coming out. Here we go.
Less auto tune, more
copy paste.
Well, you know, the auto tune and stuff like that goes to what I was saying, right? Like I hear the song on the radio, and like, hey babe, they're coming to Far West. Let's go check them out. And I go, and it's like, yo, dog, well, this is not the band I just heard them.
Like who? Like
fuck no.
Let's get
wacky.
If we want to get really wacky,
you see how Gabe changed that shit on me real quick.
We want to get really wacky.
Oh shit!
Come on.
Oh my goodness, man. Gabe, you gotta host a show with me one day. God damn, he turned that shit on me real quick. What do you mean, like who? Like just some people, man. You know what I mean? The genre to me, you know, is being carried by a few groups. Mm-hmm. It's sad to say, but it's true. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take that mentality out. I want that to go away. You know what I mean? I want the groups that you don't know right now, that you've never heard of right now. You know, just the last Frito Pie Friday I did, there's a guy out of Houston. His name is, I'm going to fuck it up because I always fuck it up. Michael Mitchell. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. Michael Mitchell or Mitchell Michael. It's one of those, right? He sent a song on, and I do the Frito. I don't know if you guys ever noticed I do the fucking Frito Pie Fridays, right? Where we play nothing but new music. And I played it, and people were like, yo, who was that? I said, it's Michael Mitchell, Michael, look him up. I don't know. It's one of those, right? Because you know, when you guys get the email, when you send me an email, it's just the track, right? Like I don't have time to sit there and read the whole thing, but it was a great song. But they're out there, dude. Yeah. There's artists there's young artists out there trying to make our genre grow. The problem is our fans. You guys watching. You're the problem. I try to be nice about it. I try to say it's a little bit of mixture of both. After Fanfare and I did interviews with fans, you're the problem. There goes our views. We just went from like 100 views to like fucking 20 views. No, here's what it is, right? It's because this genre has a lot of people that love the old school music, the old 90s Tejano, the late 80s, mid-90s Tejano music, when it was just booming. It was all over the United States and Mexico. I mean, thousands of people were showing up. And I get it, bro. Those songs they're the best. Like you'll never compare to those. But just like every genre has they've what's the word? They've
evolved.
Mm-hmm. Right? And you have to be I think our customer base, our fan base they don't like that. They don't like change. You know, for one, I went to the crowd and I asked over 20 people. And I asked them, I said, hey, you guys, I listen to Tejano music all day, every day, all the time. Mm-hmm. You listen to it over country? You listen to over hip hop? Yes, I go in my car, I listen to Tejano music. That's awesome. Badass. You're keeping our genre alive. Now let me ask you this question. Give me an artist that's been out in the last 5 years. I gave you 5 years. Give me a new artist. You know how many people could answer that question? 20 people. How many people are you thinking?
I think 5. I'm guessing 0.
None. Not one. And you know what, man? I think my videographer got a little bit of it. I went and sat down, like all the being pumped up of being there and, you know, just seeing everybody loving our music, right? When I went and did those interviews and I sat down, one, I was tired as fuck, right? Being there all day. But I went and sat down and I thought about it, man. And you could see me in my thought, like, that's messed up, dude. All the badass music that's out there right now, all the new songs and nobody could say a new name. That's kind of where we're at. To me, that's where our genre's kind of at a standstill. If we could shake that off and people know, you know, new groups, I think, you know, it'll be better off. But then it goes back to people like you, Sevy. You're going to say, well, if they're going to put some shit out, the shit's got to be good.
Right.
But you got guys putting shit out that they put in their garage that is half decent.
Yeah.
Not up to Sevy. It's not up to your par.
Right. Well, and that goes in another thing, you know. I mean, okay, so sometimes in the international world, okay, like the big time world, there's a lot of people que están desfinados. You know, cantan bien bonitos or they're just almost there. But they're hitting and they're selling. I mean, we're talking about arenas selling thousands of people. So it's really not up to us to be, like I said, if we knew the whole thing, we would know the answer. We don't have the answers. I think that sometimes people, this is going back to a couple of hours ago. I was just telling a friend of mine, I was telling him that you know, if I had an ear, if God blessed me with the ear of having like a fan's ear, the fans have different ears. Although the people think that the Tejano fans are, they're dumb. They don't know. No, they're not. They're very smart and intelligent. They know if a bullshitter is bullshitting them. Is the singer really, really feeling the emotion? Is he really, really capturing it? Or is he just singing words? Or is he just reading? So believe it or not, the fans do know.
I know.
They know. They know the answer. They know if someone's really doing it. And even if you're out of tune, if you're singing it with emotion, then you're doing the job, you know? And so, you know, it's a lot. The question, you know, that you ask is a lot of that, you know. It's just that it takes a.
You think that's why a lot of groups right now, a lot of new groups, they do covers? They sing the old covers.
Well, we just talked about Feed 'Em It, right? And you talked about how
they made a huge off of covers.
They made a huge success off of being a cover band.
Yeah.
So where does that leave?
But it goes to what Gabe was talking about, right? Like it's their look, it's their show. Like,
and dude, what label are they with?
Marketing.
They were the huge label.
Exactly. That's where I'm going back to where I'm saying that if you have a label telling that the guys, you're gonna go up there and you're gonna look like this, and you're gonna do this song.
But I don't think the label tells them to look like that. That's their own doing.
Well, the label has to pay for them to look like that. The label has to get them to where they're gonna get. The label has to market them.
So we don't have a Tejano label.
We don't have. You know, much.
So are you? We don't even got a label that can send us to Ross, bro.
No.
We don't got a label that we go to Ross, dog.
No, but and you know what? That's the
Fallas Paredes.
Well, and that's a part of us. We got to go to Macy's and we got to go to, you know, wherever we can to get something. You know what I mean? And we all have to do it ourselves. You know, we don't have that handout.
Speaking of looking, Eric Lee said that for you to give him back his shirt.
Dang. He says it all the time.
That's what he's saying.
Shout out to Eric Lee.
Sevy, I love your passion for the music, dude. I don't think I've ever seen you, and these guys probably have, right? But in times that I've been with you, you're always smiling, bro. Always happy.
Always, yeah.
And you're always happy for other people, like for the other groups. You know what I mean? Like that's just you. Like that's who you are. You guys ever seen Sevy pissed off? Tweet? You ever seen him?
Yeah, back in the day.
No, don't say back in the day. Like here recently.
You'll see all that. You'll see. Yeah. No, I was really worse back in the days than I am now. I'm a little bit more patient now. I'm more at ease because, we can't change everything. You know, I mean, we can only do so much, and a person's gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. You know, and so I used to always get it under my skin.
Gabe,
you know? And we were talking about Steve and all them, and I'd be like, "Oh hell no, you ain't gonna help." You know. Anybody out? You know, you're with me. You're gonna make love to me, or you're gonna, like I told Jeremiah out there. You're gonna make love to me and everybody else, or you're gonna make love to me? And he says, "No, I'm gonna make love to you."
Hey, Gabe, when you're recording with Sev, right, and you're in the studio, I want your honest opinion. I mean, not your opinion, your honest answer, an honest answer, right?
Sevy's taking a drink as well.
Does Sevy fucking get on you like, no, Gabe, it is not supposed to sound like that, or no?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I appreciate that.
But okay, you say you appreciate it. But
yeah, I do.
Do you ever get to a point where like, motherfucker, if you say one more goddamn thing, like
sometimes, I feel like in my head I'm cussing him out, but like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know.
By the way, if you don't
he's like, no, Gabe, but we got to do it again. Do it like this. And in my head, I'm like, chingados.
But he's like that with me.
No, but he's, I appreciate, honestly, de verdad, sinceramente, like, I really, really appreciate that. Like, for me, it makes me like a better vocalist. It makes me a better singer. So I appreciate, and even there's times when we're performing and, I'm still in the process of learning the catalog or whatever. So sometimes like I'll forget some words here and there, whatever. So I'm like a mumbling, like, you know what I mean?
Hey, you heard it right here on Wacky Wednesday.
And I mean, it happens to everybody. And then, he gets on my ass sometimes, but at the end of the day, I mean, it does make you better. It makes you a better performer. And so, I mean, I appreciate it.
But going back to what you were saying, so like, we have tough skin. So like, there's a lot of new artists that you tell them something, they get offended, and then all of a sudden, they can't take it.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because there's some people, you're exactly what you just said. Like
they're too soft.
They're too soft. Like, hey, if you come, for instance, we do Frito Pie Friday, I always tell the artist, like, look, bro, I'll play your shit. But when somebody comes in the chat and says, hey, bro, that shit was whack, I mean, it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying?
If it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah, Steve, what about you, bro? I mean, you've been playing for 40 years. How the hell is this dude gonna tell you, hey, bro, that chord was all fucked up, dog? You need to do that shit again.
Oh, he can, and he will. He is. He's got an innate sense of these things. It's instinctual. It's in his DNA, man, and he really brings me down to earth, especially when we're recording, because we record a lot of other stuff.
Right.
And we did Ram's album, Shelly's album, I mean, countless others.
I've seen them kind of get into it, like at the studio before.
Hey, but Steve's laid back, bro. What do you mean get into it?
No. I've heard. I'm just saying, like, at times I've heard Sevy, tell Steve, like, hey, dude, you need to quit your bullshit, man. Like, you need to, like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's just the kind of things that go on behind that everybody thinks it's all like nice and dandy and fun and whatever.
One thing I will say is he never disrespects. That's the biggest thing. Like, he'll get on our ass, get on everybody, but he won't disrespect us. Like,
as an artist, he's not going to disrespect you.
It's never personal. It's always
exactly.
It's always an opportunity for growth. He's trying to get.
He wants the best product
to you.
You're right.
And if you're not listening, if you're not absorbing it, he'll change his tact a little bit and like hit you a different way where you're like, oh shit, okay, you're right.
Does he go outside and smoke something and come back and be like, hey?
Oh, that's first things first.
First things I need to come down.
He's like, by the way, where is it?
Sometimes, Bumper, it's crazy because, Steve's a phenomenal player and less is more. And he knows that. He can be playing an augmented, flatted, third 13th circumcised fifth or whatever. But
That's a real chord.
that's a real chord line, by the way.
Shit.
But
Ay.
I just want a regular freaking G, and he'll be like, "Are you serious?" Like, yeah, that's it.
Now
you know?
that's common now. Like,
Yeah.
in the beginning, like when I first started recording there, I was like, "Yeah, you don't want this major 7, you don't want this 13 chord." No, man, it's a simple blah blah blah. Because sure enough, because he's adding layers of other stuff on top of it, he's already got it mapped out in his head.
Yeah, because the keyboard player's already playing that, or the bass player's already playing this. You have to leave room for voicing, and that's another whole thing. Yeah. But yeah.
Now I came out of West Texas playing a lot of 3-piece bands, bar bands and stuff, and it was like a lot of rock and blues, you know, and a lot of stuff I had to carry, like harmonically on the guitar and then vocals as well, which I don't do much of anymore. I'm kind of starting to get back into it, but back then, I mean, it's like I had to cover a lot of territory, and when you come in. Now this genre and this kind of a band where everybody has this role to play, you have to find your little space and then stay within that space. And once in a while, you get to step out in front a little bit and be showcased or whatever. Once in a while, that happens. It happens a lot actually too. But especially when we're recording, we're working on a project, and it doesn't matter who we're recording, who we're working with. That comes into
But
play.
Steve, you're so chill, bro. I can't see you getting like it's kind of like the times I've seen Tweet. He's always just like chill, like, hey, I'm chill. Like I can't see you guys raising your blood pressure and like looking at Sevy, be like, dog. No, man. Hey, Sev, who's the biggest artist that's ever walked into your door and just said like, hey man, can you help me with something?
I mean, even now. I did an interview about a year or 2 years ago. I think the biggest artist for me is Sonny Ozuna.
Sonny O.
He was the first Hispanic to be on American Bandstand. Yep. If not, a lot of people knew that.
Put me in jail if I fail.
And Talk to Me and all that. And, you know, when I did the Legends tour, you know, with them, he had Joe Bravo, he had Jimmy Edwards, he had Renee, and he had all these great artists that are up on stage. But when Sonny came out, you see the people start hugging each other, couples, and everybody's crying in the audience. Everybody's emotionally crying. You know,
that is that good.
Everybody has memories.
That doesn't happen in the industry a lot. You know what I mean? And not
Gabe makes me cry, dude.
Gabe does, yeah.
Yeah.
He makes me cry sometimes too.
Oh man,
guys, I just left Austin.
That's when I make him cry. He's like, dude, we're 30 minutes. We're about to get on. Where are you? I'm like, I'm trying. I'm getting there. That's when I make him cry. But you know.
Gabe, being from small town Sinton, Texas, man, in a million years.
Shout out to all my people. I think a few people from Sinton are
shout out to Sinton Pirates and everybody in the Sinton area. If you ever go there, there's only one place to eat. It's called the Butter Churn.
It's called Butter Churn. That's
the
right.
Butter Churn is legit.
That's right.
Dog. That's a legit place. Growing up there, dude, did you ever in a million years think that you'd be singing lead vocalist for a legendary Tejano group like Texas Latino?
No, I didn't. And it's funny because you know, they were saying like, you know, Texas Latino has been around for a while, for a long time. I used to sing, dude. I used to sing in my old broken down car that I would take to school, and I used to sing their songs all the time. I used to sing their songs. And so now, you know, fast forward years later, it's crazy that I'm singing for Sevy and the guys, because like you said, I mean, you don't think like you're just singing the songs, but I didn't think like, oh, like one day I'm gonna sing for Texas Latino, you know. So it's crazy. It is when I sit and I really, really, you know, think about it. Para mí es un gran honor, for real, honestly.
Thanks to Shelly, because he didn't finish the story earlier. But thanks to Shelly, because ever since when he did the duet with Shelly, that's how it all came like to play. And we had another lead singer at the time that was doing some I guess big jobs out there in the Virgin Islands and stuff, and oil rigs and stuff like that. So I asked Gabe to help me out on just to get the band forming. You know, we wanted to get, you know, situated, and I asked Shelly, and Shelly's like, call Gabe. I'm like, well, doesn't Gabe sing country? And she's like, no, he sings Tejano. I'm the one who told him to sing country out this. And I was like, okay, cool.
In one country song, all of a sudden he's George Strait.
George Strait, guys. Hey,
Yes.
what is your absolute? And it doesn't have to be just because Sevy's here. It doesn't have to be a Texas Latino song.
Mm-hmm.
What's your absolute favorite song to sing in your place, in your shower, in your world, top of your lungs, like your fucking chest is about to blow up?
Does it have to be Tejano?
It could be whatever. I'm asking you, what's your favorite?
Oh, Superstition, Stevie Wonder. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's.
So for everybody watching, this is where it gets wacky. This is why it's Wacky Wednesday.
That's right.
So take a little sip of your Buchanan's Two Face, or I don't know, whatever it's called. Some good stuff there. So superstition. What is it?
Superstition. Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's. You know, I can put water in the background like you're in the shower. It's up to you.
Yeah, do something like that.
Let's see what he got.
Might as well. I mean,
it is Wacky Wednesday.
It is Wacky Wednesday. Hey, they might come in. They might.
Only Richard would say that.
Only you. Let's go. Let's see what you got on the cup.
So I mean, if I'm in the shower, I'd be like, very superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious ladders about to fall. Was it the next line? 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck. What's the next line, Steve? Good thing in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand. Superstitious, right? Superstition ain't the way. Something like that.
Hey, I love the way I love the way you sing. But for it being your favorite song, you got to know the words. You know. Hey, dude.
But yeah, like he was. Stevie is. I mean, that's how I learned to sing R&B first, believe it or not, and then I fell in love with Tejano music, and then that's how.
Well, you got a great voice. Like there's some people you can't. If I asked them to do that and they were on the show, they'd be like, "Bump, that soundboard is really fucking green."
Well, you know, if they ask you to sing, you just do what you can.
Hey, no. Hey, Gabe, that's bro. You're on top of your game, dude. La neta.
Appreciate it, man.
I got a picture that I haven't posted. No, I took a picture at the Jam Fest at Mario O's jam session.
Oh, okay.
And it was you, Cesar, Emmanuel J. I'm having a brain fart, dude. He's gonna kill me. Alex Pasulto. Is there one more? Anyway, to me, you guys were all like young dudes, and for me to have y'all all there together, take a picture with all these lead vocalists, to me in my head, 20 years from now, I'm gonna go back and look at this picture, and they'll be like, "No way, that was Gabe. He's right there. Like these dudes are all." That's the way I see it. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the music, bro.
Thank you.
And you know what I love about Texas Latino? This is the truth. What's up? Oh, we stopped?
No, late your comments.
My comment. Okay. Play Fe, por favor. He wants to sing a verse from Fe. Okay, we'll get him. We'll get him. See? Threw me off with what I was talking about, bro. God damn. Oh, yeah, the picture. So, you know.
Shout out to all those guys, by the way. Amazing vocalists.
Yes, they are.
You know, Cesar, Emmanuel J. I mean, I've talked to them both personally, and they know how I feel about them. So shout out to them. I know they're both watching. So,
dude,
shout out.
They're. I mean.
And talking about upcoming artists, you know, Monica Saldivar, you know, Emmanuel J, all these, there's great talent out there.
Hell yeah,
you know,
there
Isabel
is.
Marie. I mean, there's a lot of great talent. You know, we just got to find the way to get there. You know, and get them there. You know, and w
where I was going was Texas Latino. They everybody's here except for the Austin Night. Everybody else is pretty much here in San Antonio. They support the shit out of other Tejano artists.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go to a baile anywhere in San Antonio, and if maybe they're not gigging that weekend, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be showing support, no matter who it is. And they're there. They're talking with their fans. They're talking with the and it's cool, bro. Like, where else can you do that? You know what I mean? Where else can you walk to Sevy without walking to Slack Monster with $2,500 and you suck, right? Where else can you go and have a one-on-one conversation with Sevy, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's. I want to tell you guys, thank you for that. Yeah, I always tell people that, Bump, how's the crowd? The crowd's all right, but you know what's cool is the fucking shitload of artists here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you guys are jamming just like a fan. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's badass.
I'm still a fan.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're all fans.
I've never lost that. Like,
We're
I'm
all
still
fans.
a fan of the genre. I'm still a fan of these bands. Like, regardless, I'm still a big fan. So when I'm there watching, like, I'm not there as a musician, like, to criticize, or I'm there to just enjoy as a fan. You know?
Dude, just the other day at Fanfare, I was like in the crowd. I was watching Shelly, like enjoying the show, just having a good
We're
time.
watching Rick Valderrama.
I was eating like a tripa taco,
we were
and
in
you
the
know,
front.
having a good time.
Wait a minute. Hold up, dog. Hold that Rick Valderrama story. That's my boy. Gabe. You were eating a fucking tripa taco.
I was, yeah, I was.
Me and Gabe were.
We both were,
Me and
yeah.
Gabe were.
I can believe Sevy. Sevy's one of those dudes that can eat a fucking large
Sevy's
pizza.
proof,
And you wouldn't even know.
We were eating it together. We went to the stand. We went to go get a tripa taco. We're like,
So do you eat like that, bro, or are you are you a health nut? Because you're from Austin.
Half and half.
Once you cross that Buda
all
line,
about
it's all
protein
about
shakes and
protein
bagels
shakes, and
and-
everybody rides a bike everywhere to work.
He's the
And
guy that takes the bun off the burger.
But you know what though? Honestly,
you take the bun off the burger.
No. I mean, I come from a Mexican family, obviamente. You know what I mean? I'm gonna eat tacos and enchiladas and tripas and all that. But at the same time, like, you know, I have a history. My family has a history on my dad's side of, like, you know, my dad's no longer with us. And then my grandpa, you know, he was diabetes, and he's no longer with me as well. So I'm the next man in line in the generation. So I try to balance it out. You know, I try to eat healthy, but at the same time, embrace my culture. I love, when I go to my mom's house, I love eating like tripas and enchiladas and brisket and tacos. And so, yeah, I do all that. I don't do it all the time, but I do it. You know,
only when you leave the Austin city limits.
only when I leave the Austin city. When I'm back, back to Austin, it's back to smoothies and
Lettuce wraps.
lettuce wraps.
You're the guy at In-N-Out. In-N-Out. I'll take the protein style.
I'll have the veggie burger.
The veggie burger. You know, I was a single parent for 2 weeks. My wife went to she helped my daughter move from New York to New Mexico.
Yeah.
And shout out to single parents, single moms. I give you guys
Definitely.
nothing but credit. That's not easy. So I tell my son, "What do you want for dinner?" He's like, "Dad, let's do In-N-Out." He's 7. I'm like, "All right, cool. Let's do In-N-Out." So he said, "But I want it like the way Mom does it with just the lettuce." I said, "So you just want it protein style?" I said, "No, mijo, I'll get one too. I need to watch my pancita, so I'll fucking get rid of the bread like Gabe does." So I freaking go up there. We get two orders, and we get the protein style, and I go get the food, and we sit down. And I don't know what it tripped in his head, but he's like, "Dad, what is this?" I'm like, "Dude, you just told me you didn't want the bread. You wanted the way Mom does with lettuce. Who eats a hamburger with just lettuce? You gotta have the..." I said, "Well, it's too late. It's too late, sucker. You're gonna eat this." So we ate it protein style like that, man. Let's see.
Shout outs.
Was there a comment or what?
Yeah, it was a couple comments. They, like, when he was singing, they really, like, everybody was hearting it and stuff. But it was the play. Is it Faye?
Faye, yeah.
Two people requested wanted that, and
We need you back next Wednesday, Doug. You go to the conference.
No.
Yes, sir.
foot off her cooler.
It's like your sidekick over here.
Say it again.
Like to sing her, get your foot off her cooler because she give you permission to use it.
Oh, get the foot off the cooler.
It got real wacky all of a sudden.
Hey,
he's about to get.
she texted you personally, dude.
He's about to get whacked.
Wait a minute. She's supposed to be out there working Niosa with thousands of people, and you're worried about a goddamn cooler. What kind of shit is this? Oh man.
Hey, a big shout out before I forget, okay, to DJ Peaches all the way from Arizona listening to us.
Watching, hell yes.
She's always there to
Shout
help
out
to
to my
support
brother
Tejano.
Ray Fuentes, DJ Ray Fuentes out in West
There you
Texas,
go.
Midland,
There you
Odessa.
go.
Shout out.
Charlie Cabrera from West Palm Beach, also out there.
West
Saludos.
Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
There's a lot of Tejano fans in Florida.
Well, I just talked
have
to
y'all,
him
have
earlier.
y'all played in Florida yet?
Not yet.
Not as form of Texas Latino, but back in the days we have. Yeah.
DJ Moyo. Who else do I know out there? Texas Latino. They need a trip out to Florida. Make it happen,
That's
bro.
right.
Yeah, we do.
Make it happen. And when you go to Florida, it's got to be 4 dates. You got to play Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
You go all the way down to Miami and then work your way back up. Work your way back up north. Tweet. How many accordions do you own, homie?
So right now, I own 4. Currently I have 3. I actually just donated one of my Horner accordions.
God, you took away my
Question?
no where I was going with it.
His
'cause
juice and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna pump you up.
You
Check this out. No, so the reason I asked him that is because there is I think the T-shirt's behind you. There's a T-shirt behind you, a black T-shirt. You know these guys?
Yeah, my buddy Epi's with those guys.
Yeah,
Epi Martinez.
yeah. So they donated a Bajo Sexto to the Mundial Awards, right? That they were going to donate for a class. And I was talking. It's Frank, right? Frank's his name.
Frank
Yeah,
Chapa.
Frank Chapa.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Frank Chapa and to Alec Gomez.
Saludos out
Everybody
there, Frank. Yes, sir.
and so shout out to Tejano Late Night with Alec Gomez. Got love for
Alec,
Bumper
what's
Gomez.
up, brother?
Alec, what's
So
up?
make sure y'all check him out, man. Alec Gomez. So we were talking, and he was like, "Dude, I was telling Tweet about what we were trying to do, and we're gonna donate some stuff." And he literally, like, you went to your car, and you're like, "All right, here, bro." And you're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Here, like, here's an accordion. I want to donate it to." If you're not a fan of Tejano music, if you're just watching, I don't know why you'd be watching if you're not a fan of Tejano music, but hey, if you are, accordions don't cost $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 bucks. Accordions cost thousands of dollars. And if you ever seen Tweet on stage, he don't play no cheap accordions. So
And it meant a lot to him too.
yeah, Tweet,
Also,
that's badass, bro.
So when Frank told me about the situation, right? About it's for Southside High School Conjunto music program,
Right.
and he was telling me, I'm looking for people to donate some instruments, for the kids there in high school, and so they can get the Conjunto program going and everything. And I was like, you know what? I've been blessed in my career. I've had a great career thus far. So I was like, I have an extra accordion I haven't played in a couple of years. And it was actually at the studio, and the accordion was there at the studio as well. And I was like, I'll be back in a second. So I walked into the back room, got it. I was like, here, man. I was like, here you go. I want to donate this to the, it could help out some kid. It helps out the kids, and maybe that accordion helps find the next Steve Jordan or David Lee Gaddis. You never know, right?
Heck yeah.
Dude,
So
Yeah,
it meant
yeah.
a lot to me to do it. I mean,
And you did it from the bottom. You didn't do it for no other. You didn't do it for no, hey, I donate. Nah, bro.
No.
Tweets like that. Like he's like I told you guys, he's just a chill dude. Like I can't see him getting pissed off at anybody. Just every time I see him, he's smiling, just like in the background. Like, hey man, I play the accordion. That's what I do.
Well, I've
That's
seen
what
him
I
get
love.
pissed off before, but but he's pretty chill.
You don't
right
want to see him
now.
get pissed.
We won't go there. We won't go there.
What, a couple of tequilas in or what?
Honestly, it was just a way for me to pay it forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a blessing for me to be able to do it. I know somebody's gonna get something out of it. You know what I mean?
That's bad.
Well, a lot of kids are actually, because
yeah.
what he was telling us the story was that not a lot of kids have an accordion to practice, and so Tweety's accordion is going to actually be a good instrument and a tool for them to be able to practice that little moments that they have there at school, and so that's I give it up to Tweet.
And what's
That's
cool
really,
too is that it's a professional instrument. a lot of kids start off when they're provided instruments in their school. Sometimes it's cheap, it's junky, it doesn't stay in tune. It's, and this is something he's recorded with, performed with.
I had that accordion 20 years. It's one of my personal accordions that I have.
That's amazing, dude.
And it meant,
it's great.
I recorded many songs with that accordion. I could have put it on a glass shelf on a wall, but what good is that going to do for anybody?
It could help you. You're right. It's going to help somebody else.
That's
man.
what I wanted to do.
Shout out to my wife who's watching from Nyosa. I don't know why you'd be watching your phone in Nyosa with thousands of people walking around.
We're sorry about your ice chest. Yeah, we're cooler. We're sorry.
We'll take care of it.
We're breaking it in. We're breaking it in.
But Bumper said we had to break it in or something like that. He said so. Blame his when he gets home.
Hey guys, you guys got people watching from Califas, from Everett. I think I'm saying this right. Everett, Washington. Juan Borjas. Saludos, man.
Saludos.
Let's see. Hey, guys, if this is your first time watching, like, man, I said the same thing over and over again, and Bumper never read my thing. Hey, man, I'm a one-man show. It's hard to read the things to conduct the interview, but I'm glad you guys are still here and hanging out with us. I want to bring something up, man. This Friday at 7 p.m., there'll be no, it's fiesta, man. I'm not going to do Frito Pie Friday, right? But at 7 p.m., Bumper Gomez has a new YouTube channel. So we have the Bumper Gomez channel, which has all the Wacky Wednesday episodes. We just started a brand new channel with no subscribers. Hopefully by this weekend, we'll start building up the subscribers there. So if you haven't subscribed to Bumper Gomez, go ahead. All the Wacky Wednesday episodes are on there. But this Friday, I was telling you guys about all the interviews that I did during Fanfare, interviews I did with artists, interviews, on stage performances, just a mix of everything. Shout out to my buddy Felipe Leal, AGL Videography, down there in Brownsville, Texas, and Houston. He put together this montage of all the stuff we did for Fanfare. So we're gonna release it Friday with the brand new. The channel's gonna be called. You ready? I don't think y'all are ready for this. It's not the Kardashians, okay? it's keeping up with Bumper. And the only reason I did that is because you guys know, like, if I got a phone and if I'm at Smoke, if I'm at Far West, if I'm at Desperados, but right here in the studio and you guys come over just to bullshit, I'll always go live. You know what? I don't do it because, like, oh, I want you to check out. I do it because I know there's some people that just, they got a husband that's an asshole and they'll never be able to get to go out and go dance, right? They'll never get to see you guys live. That's why I do it.
That's cool,
I do it for people just to get a glimpse of, hey, this is what you're missing, right? So, and then also, as I started doing the show and meeting new friends like you guys, now when I see you, it's personal.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what, dude? The fans love that part of you guys.
Definitely.
I always refer to the Intocable vlog. Have you guys ever seen that, the Intocable vlog?
Yeah.
If you're like me, I when they go to stage and they're performing, I already know the songs.
Yeah, you fast
like
forward.
I fast forward. I want to see fucking El Tío fucking with people on the bus, eating, like bullshitting. So that's what I started doing.
That's real.
You caught some of it on the it's going to be the second episode. You're going to see Sevy on there. On the second episode, he was out in the middle of this ranch, and we ran into each other.
I love that.
And I had the videographer there with me, and he's like, "Hey, boom, let's talk to Sevy." So we started talking to Sevy. So he'll be on the second episode of Keeping Up with Bumper. But if you guys, Friday,
I was intoxicated that day, so whatever I said,
he's gonna throw that out there right away. But no, Friday at 7, it's gonna release. I'll share it over all my social media. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share it to the new channel. To both of them. There's Bumper Gomez, and then now it's gonna be Keeping Up with Bumper, and it's gonna be, live performances, interactions, lunches, just whatever, bro.
Awesome.
Because people like that, bro.
Awesome.
People like to see Steve without a guitar in his hand and be like, "Hey, dog, I like carne asada with cheese, homie."
I do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got a friend that moved here from Chicago. Shout out to my buddy Chano. He loves carne guisada, but he doesn't call it carne guisada because I want some of that alpo with the flour tortilla.
It's close enough.
Alpo dog.
Alpo.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
congratulations, Bumper, on
Yeah,
that.
congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank
bro.
you, man.
So what time is that over Friday?
So Friday, you can watch it whenever you want, but it's the first video is going to release. It's not live. It's it's like I said, they put it together, and it's going to be released Friday at 7 p.m. will be the first episode. Will be on there, and I think it's an hour and 40 minutes. You can watch a little bit, come back and watch it later, however you want to do it.
What I will say is that you always say that, you're like, I'm nobody. I don't really know. I'm just a fan. I'm just watching. But what I will say, and I've told you this behind the scenes also, is that you know exactly what you're doing. Like, you know exactly how to create good content. And I think that you were talking about, like, what's missing. That's what's missing. Like, good content. People want to be able to connect with their favorite artist or their favorite musician or whatever the case may be, and you bring in that kind of content, I think is a good thing, and just want to say congratulations on
Thank
that.
you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's just going to bring a personable side to our genre.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be that guy too, like, ahí viene Bumper con el pinche camera. Hey,
No, you want people to say that.
No, because it's gonna be, hey, hide the jale, vato, hide the jale. Hey, hide the jale. Here goes Bumper, bro. No, man.
Well, after you finish that, Bumper, we're playing Friday, okay? We're playing Friday after that. After you finish that, we want to see you at the VFW post.
You're
okay?
playing the BFW Friday.
Yes, Friday night.
Yeah,
Friday night, what time?
8 o'clock is our start time. Yeah.
Chinga. So I'm gonna do half and half. I got the Solis brothers.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
you
yeah,
know
they're
the
great.
Solis brothers?
Yeah, they're great.
They're playing downtown. So I'm gonna go watch them for a little bit, and we'll the VFW's right there. I'll grab one of those scooters.
There you go.
Those scooters and
Yeah.
no, I'm only paying for one parking, vato.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Shit, dude.
So,
Yeah.
Bro, you need to get a loan to go down there for
Oh,
a
yeah.
weekend for fanfare or for fiesta, dude. Pinche parking, vato.
I agree. I agree.
They want to sing. Can they sing a song?
Can they sing a song?
Hey, it looks like-
Gabe, give me
After a drink or
Okay,
two.
Gabe,
I'm like,
give me just two verses of Fed, because that's what they want to hear.
two
like,
verses of it, or the chorus.
chorus is
Hey,
what-
see, I
I
don't know.
think the chorus. I mean, we
The
can do
chorus, yeah,
But
whatever.
before we forget, a big shout out to Rosie Allison, who
Yes.
distributes all our music to us. Stuff. She did a great job, of course, amongst all the team of Slack Monster Recording Studio: Joey Sanchez, Steve Roth, Ernie Cancino, Little Ray, Al Gomez, which play a big role on behalf of Slack Monster Recording Studio. So before I forget that, and whoever else, all our fans, thank you very, very much for making the success of Texas Latino going on almost 30 years. And thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart and the guys.
And our new single, by the way,
Yeah, and our new single, Completamente Enamorados. Yes, sir.
Completamente enamorado. Easy. No, Sevy, with me doing that new channel, man, you got my number. Bump, I'm gonna be doing some silly shit or like, you know what I mean? The other day, I got a phone call and like, Bump, you can't bring nobody, but if you want, you can come check out some cool shit. Come over here. And that's the kind of homies that I met in the onda. So my buddy Joey Jams, y'all know Joey Jimenez, right?
Yeah,
of course.
He calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm over here on Austin Highway. Come by here." Sevy, be nice. So I go over there, and I walk in the studio. Fucking Chris Pettis is in there. David Lee Garza's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joey Jams is in there.
Yeah.
Rudy from La Mafia's in there.
Beautiful talent. Great talent in there. Yeah.
It was, and dude, and for me, I sat down on the couch. They're like, "Hey, Bump, what's up?" Like it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Never in a million years, dude, that I ever think that this little thing that I started over there in the kitchen on a beer can would take me to a studio with people like that, right? And to be treated like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't record out of respect, right? Because they're in the realm. I don't want to, but
Right.
I'm throwing this to you, Sevy. If you ever like, "Hey, Bump, we're gonna probably have a good time, or come check out some real shit. Come see me in my realm."
Right.
Dude, I will hop my happy ass in my car. I'll take my car anywhere now because I'm ready to roll. I own my new car. I'll get in the car and I'll take my camera down there and I'll just, even if it's just a little bit, like boom, look at Sevy and his shit.
Hey, I would love for you to to be out there. Of course, I have a shack compared to where you were at, but you know what I mean.
No, hey, dude,
Eric, wherever it is, make magic. We make magic.
The mics work. The tracks. What does Bubble say? The mics are good. The tracks are good. And he takes Richie down there and he's like, "This is your studio."
That's right. That's right. But yes, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome.
Hell yeah.
To.
I'm definitely looking forward to doing stuff like that. Hey, if you're an artist, man, and you got something coming on, or hey, you're gonna have a barbecue at your house, and you got a half a pound of fajitas extra, hey, call me. I'll come over with the camera.
Man,
and
I was gonna say half a pound of something else, man.
This is not keeping up with Bumper yet. Hold
there
on.
you go.
I meant tripas. And y'all guys are taking it to another whole level. You see?
Hey, dude, do you know how much a box of tripas costs right now?
Expensive.
Like a fucking $100, dude. Yeah. And if you guys ever cook tripas, a big old box of tripas really only makes like a plate and a half of fucking tripas at the end of the day. So tripas are expensive, man. Guys, before we give it to Gabe to end our show, you guys have any shout outs or anything you want to get off your chest, man? Now's the time to do it. Steve's.
It really grinds my gears.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Another 30 minutes. Here we
go, baby.
That escalated quickly.
Another 30 minutes.
Let's see what you got, Mr. Alcatraz.
No, I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful to be where I'm at and what I'm doing. It's been a long road. I've been doing this a long time. And always, not a lot of accolades, not a lot of money, but just out of the love of what I do. I've played with a lot of people. And, I spent a couple of years with Aviso. And that's how I met Shelly, as a matter of fact. And then Sevy was instrumental in helping me. I've been with her for 5 years now. It's a privilege to be in these two bands at the same time. And stuff's happening, like, just awesome. It's like I can't stop it. I can't even fathom it. It's I feel blessed, man. It's awesome, And
it's gotta be, bro.
Tweet's one of my best friends also. We met in Rodeo, playing together in Rodeo, and also in La Diferencia, and a lot of different little projects that we've done, and then working in the studio with Sevy. And Sevy's he's one of those guys that brings people together, and you think like this artist and this artist can't really. What would that sound like? He can do it, man. He'll bring them together.
He'll make it happen.
He'll make it happen, man. It'll be something freaking incredible, man.
Appreciate it, Stevie.
Man.
Appreciate that.
He's a mentor, man, and like in years. I mean, I'm a little older than the guy, and he's like a mentor. I mean, he's a mentor to a lot of people.
I see that. Like most people, when I bring up Sevy's name, they're like, "Hey, bro, that dude helped me out here, or he helped me out there." So
and he's an old soul, man.
I'll leave Sevy for last. I'll leave my comments for Sevy for last, man.
He's an old soul, and I've been very blessed and very privileged to be a part of this enterprise. Slack Monster Studios for one thing, but also Texas Latino, and that branches out to all these other artists. And I've done the thing where I've subbed for a lot of other different artists and stuff, just like Tweet, just like all of us have, but now it's kind of coming to a point where, I'm home. This is home.
That's badass, bro. That's badass. You got any shout outs?
Yeah, just shout out to everybody, watching, listening, everywhere. And
don't forget Mom. Don't forget Dad.
I was gonna say the best for last.
I was gonna say the best for last. Okay. Well.
But yeah, to my mom. Oh yeah. So real quick, my mom owns a bar in Poteet called Pop the Tops.
Pop the Tops. That's right.
If you ever want to go and take your camera,
carne guisada,
hey,
sausage,
so
bro.
shout out to Papa Top and Poteet. Bumper's always open to new sponsorships. If you Papa Top, if you ever want me to take
carne guisada,
we could take Wacky Wednesday on the road.
Yeah.
That's to anybody out there.
For sure. She has a food truck thing, whatever, and like these fools, they go all the way to Poteet just to eat the carne guisada.
That's right.
Oh, man,
it's the best, bro.
Really
the best.
The carne guisada?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'll go when the Strawberry Festival.
Well, I was gonna tell you right now. So Marcos Orozco's playing there on Thursday of the Strawberry Festival. But she's gonna have bands like for all days or whatever. So if you want to go out there, man, we'll be out there. So
I'll definitely get your number, man.
Yeah.
I need a media pass, bro.
well, there's no media pass. You just walk in.
Hey, you know what? You don't really if you got a fancy ass camera and a weird ass mic and a bright ass light, 99% of people be like, hey, just go. Come on,
go.
bro.
Yeah, keep on
Just go. So don't get no bright ideas to the people that want to pay to get in. They're gonna show up with cameras and shit.
But yeah, I mean, to a lot of the newer comer artists and bands, like, if somebody tells you something like out of criticism, it's for like don't get offended, because like Joey, for example, like shout out to Joey Sanchez, but a lot of people don't know, when I first started with Texas Latino, like I wasn't near how I played like how I do now. And he's like the main reason why, because like he was like on my ass, but in a good way, like because he knew I have thick skin and I could take it, and he would never hold back, like, hey dude, like, he would tell me.
Right.
And of course I grew up different than a lot of people, I guess, so that I'm able to take that. But a lot of people, like the new artists or whatever, they're just so soft, and if you tell them something, like going back to when he sent him home, if you try to do that these days, like people will get offended and they'll get hurt.
And then they're talking shit about you, right?
They're talking shit, like, but that's not the thing, like, because we take this shit serious. I take my craft serious. I want to be as best as I can, and if somebody's giving me advice, like, Joey's been around forever or anybody, I'm gonna fucking listen. You know what I mean? I'm all ears, and he's not gonna waste his time on somebody that doesn't want to learn. You know what I mean?
I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's just like,
it's meant with love, man.
Yeah, it's
called mentorship, man.
Yeah,
you got to be able to be constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, but he knew that I could take it because he knew that I wanted to get better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because he knows that I take it seriously. But like I said, if you try to do that to a lot of the newer cats these days, like, it's like they can't take it, they get pissed off, and they're just too soft. You know what I mean? So it's like,
check your ego.
Are you serious about it, or are you not serious? You know what I mean? But
or they start crying.
I'm serious about it. Tweet, what about you, bro?
Yeah, man. Give a shout out to my family and friends out in West Texas, and the musicians I know out there. I know all the guys out there. I mean, there's
cats out there.
So many great musicians that are all friends of mine, and they're all coming up. They're doing their thing, just like what I'm doing, and we all support each other, and it's great. You know what I mean? To see that, especially from West Texas like that, because a lot of people don't see us as like, well, you're not from San Antonio, so you might not be that good or whatever, but. I mean, we got it. Like, we know what to do.
Yeah, no. Like I said earlier, man, there's some badass bands out in West Texas,
man.
bro.
So, sometimes we don't get that support, and I want to give those guys a shout out there. And, my mother and my sister are watching right now as well. And a special friend of mine, Angelica, that's from the studio as well.
Of course.
The Slack Monster, new artist, singer, that she's real important and special to me, and she does a lot of good things for me. And for the guys, for everybody at the studio and stuff. So give her a big shout out.
We're going to have her on the show here soon, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to definitely have her on the
Pops,
show.
don't forget Pops.
And my dad, Pops, my Pops out there.
JD.
So, JD, my dog.
Yeah, right.
No,
Jack Daniels.
Pretty much it. I hope I covered everybody, man. And if I forgot you, I'm sorry. I'll get you on the next one. And thank you, Bumper, for having me on the show, brothers. It's been a great experience, man. I appreciate it so much.
Again, like I told you guys, man, for people behind the scenes, like, you would think that they're here an hour before, and it's not. Like, they literally walk in, like, hey, bro, what's off limits? And they all give me the look like, what do you mean? Like, we're going that fucking deep? Like, there's some shit that's off limits?
You scared me.
Oh, man. So, Gabe, you're one of the top vocalists in our genre right now, dude. La mera neta. You're doing great things, bro. And I mean that with all heart, dude. You take your job very seriously, and I dig that. Like, as a fan, I dig that. As a host of a Tejano talk show, I really fucking dig that. You take your job very seriously.
Yeah.
When your stage presence is known instantly. When you see Texas Latino, when Gabe finally comes up, he gets that mic and he starts singing. Instantly, he grabs your attention, you know, and he has it. He doesn't let it go. He has it the whole time. Until he eggs on tweet to hit a couple of extra notes. But dude, la mera neta, bro, like I'm you know, for me to tell you I'm proud of you, right? Because you would think when somebody says I'm proud of you, they have to have known you a long time.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you as a somebody not new to Tejano music, but new in the genre in the sense of doing these kind of things.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, bro. What you're doing is you're putting a good young face to a genre who needs it, right? And take that for what it's worth, bro. Take it for what it's worth. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Before we talk to the last guy on the list here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I appreciate that. I really, honestly, sincerely do. And like I said, I mean, you know, like you said, I'm kind of new to kind of this. I've been used to being on the other side of the industry, but now I'm on this side of the industry, which is a little bit, you know, and I'm still learning, you know, it's a learning process and I never want to stop learning. That's the thing. Like, I never want to stop learning from Sevy, and I never want to stop learning from these guys, you know, because these guys get on me too whenever, you know, I slack. Being that we're from Slack Monster Studio. But no, I really, honestly, sincerely appreciate it. I really do. Like I said, the sentiment is just the same for you. I appreciate everything you're doing for the industry as well. And like I said, man, I mean, you know, a big shout out to Premios Tejano Mundial. We didn't get to really like give a huge speech, but I didn't know what to say at the moment, but I definitely want to thank these guys right here for giving me the opportunity. Sevy and Shelly and everybody who has crossed my path along the way that has kind of led me to where I am today. I really, truly, truly appreciate it. Like I said, I do it because I love it. I don't do it for accolades or recognition or anything like that. I honestly, sincerely, from my heart, do it because I remember myself as a 10-year-old kid just wanting to sing. And the fact that I'm able to do it with the genre that I love, which is Tejano music, is just even better. And of course, I want to send a shout out to my mom and everybody who has really just kind of helped me along the way. My dad, who is no longer here, who would, you know, I really wish he was here to see this because he'd probably be freaking out right now. Man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the same boat. My dad is the same way, that he's just a fan of Tejano music.
Yeah.
And I tell my wife all the time, we go on long road trips, I said, man, she's like, what's wrong? I said, man, I'm just thinking like, well, my dad, I can imagine the conversations we would have.
I think that all the time
after the show, like
all the time.
Like,
I think that
you just had Texas Latino, mijo. A la chingada. Like,
I
you know
think
what I
that
mean?
all
Like,
the time. And I just want to send a shout out to everybody who has their dad in their life. Please embrace that moment because you really never know when the last time you're going to be able to talk to your parents, whether it is your mom or your dad. You know, I wish I had the last time to talk to my dad, but unfortunately I didn't. But I know he's there. I know he's watching.
Oh, he's watching y'all right now.
I know he's around me. And so if there's one thing that I learned is just to enjoy life. Every time I spoke to him, every single time I spoke to him on the phone, every single time before I hung up, he's like, Gabe, you got to do what you want to do. Do it. You got to do it. Life is short. He used to tell me life is short all the time. And so every day I always try to live my life as if it's my last day, whether it's like hanging out with these guys, you know, going out and having a good time with them or just being with my friends. So I want to send a shout out to my dad in El Cielo, my family and everybody who has supported me. I think we have a long journey ahead of us. I think we have so much more to give. We have so much more to do, myself personally, and of course with these guys as well. So I just want to send a shout out to everybody who has helped me along my journey and to you and to everybody in the industry who is trying to make us better. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you very much.
You guys just heard it right there. See?
That's it.
See?
That's it.
And so, you know, we cannot leave the show without the man of the hour, the guy who's been doing this for such a long time. And you guys heard artist after artist, musician after musician, because you guys are all individual artists and you're musicians, speak greatly and highly of this man. And I'm going to do the same before I give him the mic. Sevy, what you're doing I know it's part of who you are and what you do, right? Having a studio, it's just like it's work to you, right? But for a fan, you're doing a lot for our genre, man. You're doing so much stuff behind the scenes. I love seeing how you and Shelly are always working. And excuse me, didn't mean to do that. Stupid beer. You know, I always see Shelly always helping young people, like young artists, right? And when I see y'all working together, it makes like, fuck yeah, man. Like, look at this. You got Sevy and Shelly, they're always in the studio. If not, my buddy Rick Valderrama's in there. I always see him there at Slack Monster. But Sevy, I want to tell you personally, bro, what you're doing, keep doing it, dude. Keep being you. Keep being free. That's one thing about that I've known you. In the short time that I've known you, you're a free-minded person. Nobody or anything's going to change your mind. It's what you want, right? And that's how it should be, because you're the master. At the end of the day, your name's signing that check, right? Or whatever you put out.
Not only that, but I do listen. I do listen. You know, I do listen to Gabe. I do listen to Steve. Everybody has their opinions and stuff like that, and I listen carefully. You know, even Shelly has some opinions and things that we kind of share, because remember, at the end of the day, we don't know everything. We're getting educated every single day that we are here on earth, you know. Every time, every moment, we learn something new. And we can't ever forget that. You have to be humble. The minute that you think that you know everything, good luck. Because that's when you're going to fall straight on your ass, you know what I mean? And right on your face, you know, honestly, you know. And we can't. There's youngsters that are coming around that'll kick our ass if we don't watch what we're doing, you know. And so we got to keep up at our game and educate them at the same time. Me and Shelly always try to. Educate the young ones that are coming in. Hey, you know, look at this. They go, look, this is what we did when we were young, you know. And you're this old now, so you know, come on, step up your game. And so we try, you know, we try to do the best for everyone. And thank you, Bumper, for actually recognizing that. I always say, you know, so if I go tomorrow, did I do anything for the industry, you know? And so you saying that means a lot. So I know that if I leave tomorrow, that I know that I did the best I could for the industry.
You left your mark on the industry for sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
for sure, man.
And of course, that goes without, you know, my parents. Thanks to my parents. My dad, he's a singer, and he plays guitar. That's where I started at 9 years old with him. And if it wasn't for him, my brother, my sister, my wife Mandy, my son, those are the ones that really deal with me, because I'm gone a lot, you know. And I'm at the studio trying to make everybody's life, dreams come true, you know, while they're there patiently waiting for me. So that's a lot.
And they know. And I mean, if you guys don't know, studio or not, they show up at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 5. Fuck no. These dudes show up. These dudes like show up at 8 o'clock at night and leave at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when their artistic views and way of thinking are flowing, man.
That's right.
Sevy, again, dude, from the bottom of my heart, and you know, from Bumper's Wacky Wednesday, dude, I want to thank all of you guys, bro, for coming and hanging out with me. You could be down in Niosa, you could be underneath the bridge jamming out right now.
Well, actually, you're going with us right now.
But
we're going to go.
Are you ready?
You didn't know
you
that.
don't know, but we're going.
So,
hey, I got him. Don't worry, guys. My son's upstairs asleep, and I can't leave. I got him. Boo.
He didn't know we already hired the babysitter and everything. So, you know,
they're like, hey, Key, you gonna sleep right there now? No, man. No, again, if you guys are out there, you guys see Texas Latino on a poster or anything like that.
Thank you.
This is Texas Latino. Go out and support them, dude. They're great artists. You'll have a great time. You'll dance. If you're a single lady, well, you know, I mean, I don't go that way, but Gabe, you know, you got Gabe up there. He's usually dressed to impress. You know what I mean?
Got Rich.
You got Rich back there just winking at all the late. No, I'm not gonna get you like that, bro. You know, and you got Tweet, but he's up there just. If he could wear sunglasses, he would. Tweet.
Sometimes I do. If it's
No, man. Hey, shout out to, let's see, before I hang up, shout out to Sonia de la Paz.
Sonia, what up, Sonia?
Andy Bustamante, Demi
Andy.
Garcia,
What up, Demi?
Eric Garcia. Dude, look at all these artists on here. Luis A.G. Shout out to
Monterrey, yeah.
Shout out to
Luis.
It's Tejano Time. I don't know if you guys got a chance to talk to him. It's Tejano Time.
Tejano
He's
Time.
bringing
What
it
up?
back. Shout out to my buddy that's doing that. Great people, man. So I'm going to leave y'all with that, dude. Friday, 7 p.m., Keeping Up with Bumper. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it to the new YouTube channel. It's going to bring you all the latest and greatest behind the scenes, eating, talking, just bullshitting. You'll love it, man. So the first video is going to be released Friday at 7. Guys, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Bumper. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
I know people are like, you didn't make Gabe sing. Hey, you know what? It's my show. I can do what the hell I want. Right? So we're gonna end the show. We're gonna end the show with "Completamente Enamorados," which is right. That's the latest single.
Yes, sir.
Right. We're gonna end the show with that. And if this was your first time watching,
How about we do Fe? Because I think that we had a few requests for Fe.
so you want me to play it or you want to sing it?
No. We're gonna do Fe. I want to sing it for a little bit.
Oh shit, dude! He doesn't want to piss the fans off. That's what I'm talking about.
Because I think somebody said to sing it, right? So
Yeah, somebody. Well, McKee over there, he gave up producing. He's like,
No.
did they say sing it?
They wanted you to sing it.
To sing it. Okay. Who's gonna back me up, Steve?
I got you, bro. I got you. I'm right here. I'm good.
Really quick. Sylvia Naves.
Narvaez.
Okay.
Sylvia.
Oh yeah, Sylvia Narvaez. She did. Let me. Bumper. Please say prayers for my family in Abilene, Texas. We lost our oldest brother. That's my tia Sylvia Narvaez from Dallas. Our condolences.
Our condolences to you.
And we'll dedicate this song. We'll dedicate Faye. Faye, listen to me. Bien English, madre. Faye.
Put that beer down, boy.
Faye, put it down. Put it down. So yeah, no, we're gonna put Gabe on the spot, man, and have him sing a what he wants to.
We'll just do like a little piece, just for everybody. A shout out to everybody for making this song a great success last year. It did truly amazing. It was Song of the Year at Premios Tejano Mundial, and we just want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. And Tejano Go Countdown, everybody, all the radio stations, AM, FM, internet. Thank you so much for making this song what it was. Here we go. Nunca debes de perderle fe a la vida, nunca debes de perderle fe al amor, nunca debes de perderle fe, si en este mundo hay otro amor. Thank you guys so much.
Damn. And with that being said, we're gonna end the song with another. We're gonna end the show with another. This is the brand new single right now, Completamente Enamorados. Make sure you call your radio stations and ask for it. Download it. Look up Texas Latino. Download all their music. Put it on a playlist. Whatever the hell you got to do. I'm an Apple guy, so I don't do all that other. What's the one everybody uses? Spotify, Modify, Codify. I don't do none of that shit. Right? So this song right here, Completamente Enamorados, it's one of those songs that'll just stick in your head for you all day. Guys, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Bumper.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Another episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday in the book, and we'll leave you there with Completamente Enamorados. Gotta turn it up on my phone.
Crank it, baby.
Crank it up.
Yeah. And where's my picture? Where the hell did my picture go right here?
Are we off? Are we off?
Solo sé que eres tú mi único anhelo y mis sueños que un día también tú puedes quererme así. Completamente enamorados, completamente enamorados. palabras para